it is, just get involved and run for office. I know it's hard. It's not a lot of fun. You got to have maybe a screw loose to do it, Leo. But listen, get involved, run for office. People will support you.
Yeah, and now my question real quick as we end our first hour here together, Taylor. Is it the case you think, like, does the data show, do women do better in the primary system? Just getting back to your point that it's the caucus convention system that makes it kind of hard?
The data show that when more people can vote in the election, in a primary, female candidates do better.
All right, so we're kind of looking for, we need to keep the primary.
Hey, now, don't project that on me.
But mostly what we need are women showing up at caucus meetings. All right, Taylor, in the second hour of Inside Sources, I want to chat about the Republican Party's trifecta.
KSL-FM Midvale.
Stay right here.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good afternoon, 3 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Jeff Caplan. 46 degrees in Salt Lake City, KSL's top story. The pilot of the small plane that landed on I-15 did exactly what you're supposed to do last night. The engine quit, so Payson got a visitor from above who nailed the landing. The horror only happened immediately afterward. KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera joins us live with the latest. Eric.
Jeff, longtime pilot and public affairs officer with the Air Force, Joe Davis, says the pilot handled the situation correctly when choosing to land on the interstate in Payson.
I would never, fault a pilot for landing on a freeway. There's a reason that freeways are straight. As part of the original infrastructure bills that were put together to make interstate highways, the long straightaways on those freeways are purposeful.
The only feedback Davis gave was that they tried to get the plane off the road, but given there was engine failure, that could have prevented the pilot from doing so. According to Utah Highway Patrol spokesperson Cam Roden, the plane did not hit any vehicles.
When another approaching pickup truck was not able to stop in time before it actually ran into the back of some of the stopped traffic. That, in turn, pushed some of that traffic into the aircraft that was stopped on the freeway. There was several injuries that were reported from that collision. We had 4 individuals that were transported with varying degrees of injury.
We've reached out to UHP for an update on the people that were sent to the hospital with injuries, including someone who was in critical condition as of last night, but have yet to hear back at this time. Reporting live, Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
Thank you, Eric. And some better news about the skies in Salt Lake City. Delta opened a massive new training facility for pilots today. Here's KSL News Radio's Heather Kelly.
It's a 50,000 square foot facility with room for more expansion. Delta CEO Ed Bastian says they are committed to this community, and the new center will bring in even more business for the state.
The training facility is out near the airport. Pilots will train in these full-motion simulated jetliners, the ultimate video game. KSL News Time 3:02. The court battle over mass deportations is already underway after Seattle tried to block deportation flights out of Boeing Field. A federal court has ruled the city can't do that. The 4-year battle is likely to be one of many lawsuits if the Trump administration follows through on mass deportations. South Korea's president has called off martial law. Maria Chaleos is live at the KSL National News Desk.
Jeff, the martial law declaration launched that country into chaos. Protests erupted over the announcement of military rule. In the U.S., the Defense Department's Major General Pat Ryder says the declaration caught the U.S. by surprise.
To my knowledge, the U.S. was not notified in advance of this announcement.
In a national address, South Korea's president said he did it to protect against North Korean communist forces. A band welcoming President Biden to the West African nation of Angola. The president is the first sitting U.S. president to visit the nation. The president also marking what he called America's original sin of slavery.
While history can be hidden, it cannot and should not be erased. It should be faced. It's our duty to face our history, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the whole truth.
The president met with his counterpart while also promoting a business partnership and billions of dollars in U.S. aid. And China is slamming the U.S. over new export controls on semiconductors. The Biden administration implementing the controls over fears China could use the material to make the next generation of weapons and artificial intelligence systems. China calls the move bullying and a significant threat to the stability of global supply chains. Live from the KSL National News Desk, I'm Maria Maria Chaleos, KSL News Radio.
Well, Utah is already suing TikTok. Now a group of parents have launched another lawsuit against the app.
The suit alleges that TikTok collected personal information on kids under 13 years old, things like phone numbers, email addresses, and passwords. That's illegal, the lawsuit says, under a 2019 consent decree that requires TikTok to get permission from parents before collecting data on younger users.
ABC's Mike Dubusky. TikTok is used by 18 million kids under the age of 14. A Utah-based company is helping people with EVs get out of the charging station faster in case of an emergency. KSL News Radio's Verl Johansson with the story.
EVject founder Craig Peeler told Utah's New News they created a device that allows people to disconnect from a charging station from inside their car. Peeler says if there's an emergency or you're feeling nervous, the device will split into two parts as you drive away, protecting your car and the charging cord.
What we do is, if this actually happens in a real-life situation, is we provide a free replacement to the customer. If they just tell us what happened, we send them a free replacement because we don't want them to hesitate using it.
Peeler says they've already sold thousands of devices this year. Verl Johansson, KSL News Radio.
KSL News Time, 3:06. First Look Traffic. Ricky Meese is here. How's the rush?
We are coming in hot. It's emergency traffic southbound I-15 in Weber County. We have a crash prior to Riverdale Road, blocking right lanes, backing traffic into Ogden. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Ricky, I just don't know how to read the room. Hey, how's the rush? We have terrible traffic every time, man.
It's our signature move.
Yeah, sadly it is. KSL News Time, 3:06. Stay here. My Minute of News is on the way. Next.
I let go of about 120 pounds. Mobility's back. When people see me, they're just shocked. You know, they always ask you, like, what'd you do? And I tell them, I came to soda. It's accountability. These guys, I don't think I would have done it on my own if I didn't have their support.
Find the proof at sodaweightloss.com with thousands of before and after pictures from real people who found lasting success with Soda Weight Loss.
I am down 50 pounds in 11 weeks, and this program works. All you have to do is do what they ask you to do. The pounds melt off. It's amazing, and I feel great.
Imagine getting on the scale every week and watching the pounds melt off, showing off your new look for the holidays. There's a reason Soda Weight Loss is the chosen weight loss program of the Dallas Cowboys organization and fans. Right now, get Soda's biggest savings of the year. Connect with a nutritionist today at sodaweightloss.com and ask about our holiday special. That's SOTA weightloss.com. Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
When it comes to your electrical system, do you know the warning signs to look for? What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and it's okay if you don't know, but here are a few things that you might not even realize could be a sign of a bigger problem. Wall plates that are hot to the touch, discoloration around switches or outlets, if you hear crackling or popping or buzzing around switches or outlets, a breaker that trips a lot, switches that feel loose when you operate them, if your lights dim or flicker when a major appliance comes on, if your plugs fall out of the wall easily. You know, you're not supposed to have to bend the prongs out on a plug just to get it to stay in the wall. If you notice any of these things, you should consider having a licensed electrician check your system out. If you don't know anyone, Any Hour Services has put together a radio-only special for any homeowners listening. One of our licensed electricians will perform a comprehensive electrical inspection and give you a full written report for only $29. But you have to mention this ad when you call. To schedule your comprehensive electrical inspection by a licensed electrician for only $29, call Any Hour Services at 801-443-7300. That's 801-443-7300. Any Hour Services.
Join us at the Festival of Trees, a magical event benefiting the children at Intermountain Primary Children's Hospital from December 4th to December 7th. Tickets at festivalofTreesUtah.org.
Join your friends who rely on KSL each morning for the fastest routes to work and school.
I am listening for the traffic. I'll always know if somebody's going to be late to work. That's often what's on when I'm driving.
Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s.
On KSL News Radio.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. Have you been spending time in the Metaverse? No? Me neither. Facebook wasted $20 billion on the prediction that we'd all leave this mortal coil called Earth and jump into the Metaverse, a place you only go with their white headsets so heavy that after half an hour your head is hanging off your neck. Once you get to the Metaverse, you'd buy virtual products like clothing for your avatar, you'd buy virtual land as an investment, and Earth, real Earth, wouldn't matter anymore. That was the plan, but the Metaverse is a ghost town. Virtual tumbleweeds, population zero, the shopping malls are empty as the ones on Earth. $20 billion spent, poof, But Mark Zuckerberg is hanging on to his dream.
This is Orion.
Orion is a pair of glasses. Augmented reality glasses that darken in the sunshine. You just slip them over your nose and, I don't know, turn everybody into a bunny with a Snapchat filter?
If you want to be with someone who is far away, they're going to be able to teleport.
We'll eventually teleport. Sure, buddy. The glasses themselves, thick black nerd glasses. Whatever you're visualizing, now make them 3 times thicker.
Now go out and get yourself some thick black frames.
The frames are so thick they're creepy, and he expects people to wear these and unlock a new world while everybody else is wondering what creepy, intrusive things are going on in front of your eyeballs. You see somebody wearing these Orion glasses, instinctively you're going to want to stay away. And you'll also want to stay away because of the price, which has not yet been revealed. But the cost to make a single pair of these Orion sunglasses is $10,000. Poof. I think I'll stick with Oakley's.
Go get yourself some cheap sunglasses.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
A minute of mayhem now. We have emergency traffic. We're brought to you by Sinclair. Save on every gallon with the DinoPay app. Ricky, the latest?
Well, traffic is already just a mess in Weber County, southbound I-15, where we have a crash, and it does involve a semi. 2 right lanes are blocked southbound I-15 as you're approaching Riverdale Road. If you're trying to come from the north, in Box Elder County and get into Ogden, you do have delays that will start to appear right about 26th Street, something, in that vicinity, right after the Flying J. So it is stop-and-go delays from there all the way through Riverdale. Now, if it's an option, I-84 would be a good alternate if you can make your way over there. If you're headed northbound on I-15, you have a good drive from the North Temple area all the way up to Riverdale at this time, and no problems on Legacy or the West Davis Highway. Steve?
Got a bunch of side street crashes to deal with this afternoon already. One on Redwood Road at 17 South, another on 13th East at 1st South, and we have a crash on 3rd West at 21st South. Got delays on southbound 15 between downtown and 9 South. Also Murray at 53rd out to Midvale to 72nd. Then good speeds all the way to Provo. Got slowdowns on southbound Foothill from Foothill Village to 17 South. Is the IRS harassing you, garnishing your wages, or threatening asset seizure? Get immediate relief. Contact Utah Tax Attorney Jordan Wilcox. Visit taxhelput.com. That's taxhelput.com. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
Valleys remain capped off today, so emissions will continue to thicken at the valley floor. Look for polluted skies, temperatures in the mid-40s, and mostly sunny above that layer. 28 for the overnight, hazy. Hazy sunshine again tomorrow, mostly sunny, 45. Repeat performance into Thursday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
46 in Salt Lake City. On the way on KSL News Radio, an update on Draper's Bridge to Nowhere. Stay with us. We're streaming live at KSLNewsRadio.com. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. 12 minutes after 3.
I've seen better days. I've been star of many plays. I've seen better days. And the bottom drops out. I've seen better days.
It's a holiday gift from Advanced Window Products. $3,000 off when you buy 10 windows or more, plus a free high-performance window upgrade. If your windows are letting the cold air seep in, get upgraded double-pane windows and custom insulated frames. Your heating bill will plunge, and you're saving a ton because Advanced Window Products builds the windows right here in Utah. They're the factory. Their employees do the install. They guarantee their work for life. There's no middleman, so you can save 30, even 40% on new windows. Advanced Window Products will create custom windows, any style, any color. They could even put a doggy door in your sliding glass. But you have to call now. You don't have to pay till later. Advanced Window Products offers 0% financing, and right now, $3,000 off for the holidays and a free high-performance window upgrade. Call now, 801-850-9100. That's 801-850-9100, or go to advancedwindows.com.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Wendy's new mushroom bacon cheeseburger. Roasted mushrooms, crispy bacon, Munster cheese, and creamy garlic spread on Wendy's fresh, never frozen beef for a limited time only. Gotta be Wendy's.
KSL News Time 3:15. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
The number of people choosing to rent their homes grew 3 times faster than those buying homes in the past year. That national figure is the same in Utah due to high home prices and high interest rates. I'm KSL News Radio's Tammy Kikuchi.
Second, Delta pilots now have a state-of-the-art facility to practice flying before they take to the skies, and it's right here in Salt Lake City. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
That's going to be southbound I-15. We have 2 hot spots. One is in Weber County due to a crash involving a semi in Riverdale. That's backing traffic through Ogden. Our other is traffic is stopped southbound I-15 right about 6 South. That's causing stop-and-go delays past North Temple. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Pollution-filled skies today with even more through the end of the week. I'm Matt Johnson.
46 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Now our top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. President-elect Trump's attorneys have asked a New York judge to set aside the verdict and dismiss the felony hush money case. Trump was convicted by a jury on 34 counts of falsifying business records and payments made to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Prosecutors have asked a judge to delay sentencing but not to dismiss the verdict. A judge has yet to issue a ruling. The Trump transition team signing a memo today stating it plans to work with the Justice Department on some background checks for some of its nominees.
After weeks of behind-the-scenes back and forth, the Trump transition now says it has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Justice Department that would facilitate background checks and access to classified material. There is no guarantee, however, that President-elect Trump will put any or all of his nominees up for FBI investigations. Senators of both parties have pointed to decades of past practice insisting on FBI reviews before they're asked to decide on presidential appointments.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy. In South Korea, a day of political fallout and public protests after the President Yoon declared martial law, accusing some lawmakers of sympathizing with North Korea. The leader has since agreed to withdraw troops after the parliament voted to end martial law. Here's ABC's Britt Clinic.
Is it enough to kind of make his point? You know, he was frustrated by not being able to pass anything through the legislature, by attempts to block any laws that he wanted to pass. Will he be satisfied with this, or is he going to take it a step further? What we're seeing from these protests is that this is not exactly what South Koreans want to see on the streets.
The U.S. says it was not notified in advance. Consumers went all out for Cyber Monday. Tracking firm Adobe Analytics says spending $13.3 billion. Today, along with opening their wallets, nonprofit and community organizations are asking people to open up their hearts for Giving Tuesday. And it's also Travel Tuesday, where you can score big deals on flights, hotels, and vacations. You're listening to ABC News.
And now the KSL in-depth. Draper City has officially begun construction on a bridge that has structural problems, which means Lone Peak Parkway by Golden Harvest Road is going to remain closed for the time being. Joining us live, Draper City Public Works Director Scott Cooley. Thanks for joining us, Scott.
You're welcome.
So this project began after the bridge was declared structurally deficient. What does that mean? What was wrong with it?
Well, UDOT, under the federal highways requirements, did an inspection and subsequent analysis, a load rating analysis, and they determined that there was insufficient reinforcement in the bridge. And they required us back in March to shut the road down, the bridge essentially, which included the road, and required us to fix that bridge. So that's what's going on right now. Is we have a contractor on board, and they're going to replace that bridge structure, and we'll hope to have that open up by probably April of next year.
UDOT had the disappointing news for you back in March. This is December. Why is it taking so long to get started on this project?
Well, partly we had canal issues. We don't own the right-of-way through there because of the canal, and but also we had to redesign the whole structure, and that had to go through many review processes. And then we're working with Salt Lake City still to get all of their final, crossing the T's, dotting the I's for us to be able to work in that canal.
Got it. So it's not as simple as just pouring concrete. Are there other roads that are going to stay closed through this construction through April?
It's just this stretch. This was a new road when we put it in about 6+ years ago. So it really did have circulation prior to that time, and that's what's getting utilized now. And it's definitely an inconvenience, but the people in the area have been very gracious and kind in accepting this, and this is just out of overabundance of caution that we worked with UDOT to actually close the road. So
caution is sometimes a good thing. Thank you for the update. Draper City Public Works Director Scott Cooley joining us. It's 3:20. Now traffic and weather together, an emergency report brought to you by Sinclair. Save on every gallon with the DinoPay app. Here's Ricky Meese.
If you're trying to get from Box Elder County through Weber County, you want to consider an alternate route. Right now we have stop-and-go delays. This starts by the Flying J, so after 12th Street, Ogden. It is a parking lot, essentially all the way down to Riverdale Road, where just before that, we have this crash where it does involve a semi and other vehicles, and it is blocking 2 right lanes of traffic. With only 1 lane of traffic getting by, it is going to take a while before these delays clear out, and I'm not even sure how long it's going to take for the crash to be cleared. If it's an option, you want to consider an alternate like I-84. Now, if you're headed northbound on I-15, you're actually looking at a good drive from downtown Salt Lake City all the way through Davis and Weber counties. Steve?
And farther down, southbound 15 got a crash now at 6 South, had a couple of left lanes closed. Delays stretch back to North Temple. More delays on South 15, Murray to Midvale with a wreck in the mix at 53rd South. After that, you're good to go all the way to Spanish Fork with good speeds. And slowdowns on southbound Foothill Drive from Foothill Village to 17 South. Shop smart at Two Brothers Mattress with their lowest price guarantee and the 100-night trial. Your locally owned Two Brothers Mattress is your #1 choice in Tempur-Pedic mattresses. Visit twobrothersmattress.com. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast has no major changes to the weather pattern until late this weekend. Let's go with today. Mostly sunny skies, hazy in the valley, 46. We keep the polluted air through Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Temperatures remaining right around 45 and 46 during the day, upper 20s overnight. Bad air quality into Saturday, mostly sunny. Could see a little bit improvement there. We'll go for a high of 48. 47, mostly cloudy on Sunday, but seeing cleaner air. Mostly cloudy on your Monday, 39 the high. We'll have to watch that storm as it could bring a little bit of snow. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Hazy, 46 degrees in Salt Lake City, your 7-day forecast. Brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. The markets next.
Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
You may find yourself living in a shotgun shack, and you may find yourself in another part of the world, and you may find yourself behind the wheel of a large automobile, and you may find yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife, and you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Letting the days go.
I spent the entire year telling you about the magnificent, tender, perfectly seasoned steak at Ruth's Chris. You've heard me talk about the excitement at Ruth's Chris in downtown Salt Lake, about the laid-back vibe at Ruth's Chris at the award-winning Hotel Park City. Now I want to tell you that you can share the magic because Ruth's Chris offers gift cards. Perfect holiday gift for your staff, a friend, or or anyone who might appreciate a meal that's absolutely unforgettable, anyone who wants a steak covered in lightly crusted blue cheese, smothered in seafood or drenched in butter, steak broiled at 1,000 degrees and served on a sizzling plate by a friendly waitstaff, prepared to perfection, chef's kiss. Whoever you know that would appreciate this experience, get them a Ruth's Chris gift card. And while you're at it, make a reservation. I love Ruth's Chris. You will too.
If you're trying to decide which gutter protection to put on your home, don't just ask how they'll handle leaves. Ask how they'll handle ice. Tim Jr. here from RGS Exteriors, and that's right, ice. See, plenty of gutter guards are good at keeping out leaves, but most are made with flimsy materials that can bend, buckle, and break under the weight of too much ice. Kind of a big problem in an icy state like Utah, right? At RGS Exteriors, our exclusive gutter protection systems are built Utah tough. They're made with premium strength materials that hold up to 1,200 pounds of ice per square foot. Simply put, they're not going to budge. Our gutter guards are also certified to handle hurricane-level winds and rain. Mother Nature can't damage them. Guaranteed. Utah Tough Products. That's the RGS way. For a free estimate, call 801-280-3110 or visit rgsexteriors.com. That's rgsexteriors.com or 801-280-3110.
Teens can get up to $200 with a Teen Learn and Earn account. Plus, continue earning rewards as they master the essentials of finance. More at cypresscu.com/teen.
We're watching Utah's Money. Today is Giving Tuesday, which is getting a boost from Melinda French Gates. The Seattle Times reports she's matching up to $1 million in donations made to a pair of nonprofits. One of them is the Vote Mama Foundation, supporting mothers running for political office. On Wall Street today, the Dow down 76 points, while the S&P was up 2. The Nasdaq gained 76.
Hey, this is Dan, the laptop man from PC Laptops. Myth. You might have heard that you need to spend a fortune these days to get a powerful computer. Correction. At PC Laptops, we wanted to prove that wrong. So here's the most amazing deal that we've ever done at PC Laptops for you in over 30 years. The new 2025 S1 desktop or SM3 laptop for only $999. You heard that right, $999. You get a blazing fast processor, 16 gigs of RAM, and over a terabyte of blazing storage for $999. What else you get? Lifetime service warranty, and we have 12 months special financing on approved credit. Take one home today. Hurry in right now because supplies are limited, because at PC Laptops, we love you. Just check us out at PCLaptops.com. $999, PCLaptops.com.
Chatting today with Debbie about her experience with 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. Now, Debbie, you had a huge project. How did it go?
My experience was wonderful. I worked with Taylor, and if he was my son, I'd be very proud.
That's quite the endorsement. What were the details of your project?
I had 2 bathrooms done, a new kitchen, and a pretty large flooring project.
And did they get it done in the time frame you were expecting?
Well, it took 2 weeks because it was a big job.
Did the quality of work meet your expectations?
Yes, it was excellent.
Would you recommend 3-Day Kitchen and Bath to someone that was deliberating on redoing their kitchen or bathroom?
I would, and I have already.
Sounds like you'd give them a 5-star rating.
I did.
There you have it. Another 3-Day Kitchen and Bath satisfied customer. Request your in-home consultation today at 877-229-8829 or online at 3daykitchen.com.
It's about time at 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
This Christmas, give a gift that strengthens faith and brings lasting peace. In his new book, The Rock of Our Redeemer, David A. Bednar invites you to anchor your life to Jesus Christ. Through divine invitations, Elder Bednar shows you how to deepen your covenant connection, increase your spiritual knowledge, and gather gospel truths. This book is perfect for loved ones seeking strength to press on through Jesus Christ. The Rock of Our Redeemer by David A. Bednar, available now at desertbook.com and in stores.
Emergency traffic brought to you by Sinclair. Save on every gallon with the DinoPay app. Ricky, what's going on?
Well, in Weber County, we just can't catch a break. We have an accident now, Antelope Drive at 10th West, but if you're on southbound I-15, you are going to see a parking lot. That's going from about just after 12th South Ogden all the way to Riverdale Road. As you're approaching Riverdale Road, 2 right lanes are blocked with a crash involving a tractor trailer, which means it will take a while to get this completely cleared. We're also starting to see heavy and slow traffic on the northbound side, leaving Clearfield up to the I-84 junction as people are slowing down and taking a look at what's happening on the opposite side of the freeways. Steve?
And more emergency traffic right now. Another crash on southbound 15 just past the church silos there near 6 South. Had a couple of left lanes closed. Delays stretch back to North Temple. More delays on South 15, Murray to Midvale. Another wreck at the South Interchange. That's been moved out of traffic. Once you get past all that, you got full speeds all the way to the point and into Utah County. Feel great this season with Redmond Relight Hydration. Delicious taste, essential electrolytes, no sugar, and hydrating on the go. Relight. Available at Harvard's or Redmond.com. Enter KSL20 for 20% off. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
You're listening to Jeff Caplan's Afternoon News
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM
and 1160 AM.
Good afternoon, 3:30 at KSL. Jeff Caplan here. It's 46 in Salt Lake City. KSL's top story: the city of Murray is about to decide whether residents should be allowed to turn their homes into Airbnbs. City Council votes tonight.
Currently, Murray City doesn't allow any full-time short-term rentals like Airbnbs, Verbos, or even those where homeowners leave and rent out their homes for a few months at a time.
What we found is that it can be a detractor towards people actually being able to have a home.
But Murray City Planning Manager Zachary Smallwood tells me tonight the City Council will hear and vote on a proposal to allow homeowners to rent out a room or portions of their homes for short periods of time if they apply for a permit and are approved by the city. It would also enhance penalties for unlicensed rentals. Smallwood says if they do approve it, he will report on how it's going a year from now and propose any tweaks if necessary. Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
Well, if you can't afford to buy a home, you rent. And with home prices the way they are, we're seeing a lot more people are writing checks to landlords.
The number of people nationally who are renters grew 3 times faster than those buying homes, according to a survey by Redfin. Home prices are out of reach, especially for young people or those wanting to purchase their first home, and interest rates are not declining. The Utah Foundation believes interest rates will continue to be on a roller coaster in the new year.
KSL News Radio's Tammy Kikuchi. Another Redfin survey found 1 out of every 5 renters spend their entire paychecks on rent. You hear any loud booms from Little Cottonwood Canyon this morning? Well, that was UDOT testing their new avalanche mitigation equipment, in essence, tech tools that trigger avalanches.
The newer systems that we're using are remote avalanche control systems. The GasX is a gas-based system. It uses a mix of oxygen and propane to ignite and trigger avalanches. And then the VSIN system uses, it's an explosive-based system. So it's a hanging explosive charge that triggers the avalanches.
UDOT Avalanche Program Manager Stephen Clark there. By the way, they do clear the canyon before they blow up the snow. KSL News Time 3:32. The air looks absolutely filthy along the Wasatch Front. According to the KSL Air Quality Network, it is a little worse than yesterday at this time, with readings well into the orange. That's unhealthy for sensitive groups. The worst reading this afternoon seems to be in Mill Creek. You can see for yourself. Just Google KSL Air Quality, and you'll be able to see the specific readings where you live. KSL News Time 3:33. The Trump transition team signs off on background checks. Maria Chaleos is live at the KSL National News Desk.
Jeff, the team signing an agreement with the Justice Department to begin the background check process for nominees and staff. The agreement coming after Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer called on Republicans to uphold the Senate's constitutional duty to vet nominees to serve in the Trump administration.
What we need to happen is for all the nominees to go through the same process that past nominees have gone through in the Senate, regardless of party, including a full FBI background investigation.
Mr. Trump and some GOP senators have been weary of demanding FBI background checks for nominees. Meantime, President-elect Trump again vowing to block the purchase of U.S. steel by Japanese steelmaker Nippon. Mr. Trump pledging on Truth Social to use tax incentives and tariffs to strengthen the iconic American steelmaker. The House is likely to vote later this week on a measure forcing the release of a report on former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. ABC's Stephen Portnoy has more.
But GOP leaders are likely to try to derail the effort with a motion to table it. Speaker Mike Johnson has said the Ethics Committee no longer has jurisdiction when a member resigns from the House, as Gaetz did last month.
Meantime, House Speaker Johnson participating in the 60th annual Christmas tree lighting at the Capitol this afternoon. Spruce Wayne made the trek to Washington, D.C. from southeastern Alaska, where he will be lit every day until 11 p.m. for the holiday season. Live from the KSL National News Desk, I'm Maria Chaleos, KSL News Radio.
Line up at the drive-thru for that quarter pounder. The McDonald's E. coli outbreak is officially over.
The CDC has closed their investigation into the slivered onions used in quarter pounders. A total of 104 people were infected in 14 states, including Utah. The CDC says there were likely more people who got sick, but did not report it as a possible infection. 34 people were hospitalized, and at least one person died in Colorado. The majority of the customers affected were non-Hispanic white males. The chain is still trying to bounce back after the outbreak. Foot traffic is still significantly down compared to 1 year ago. Alexandria Bonilla, KSL News Radio.
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell thinks there ought to be a law, so he went to Capitol Hill asking for Congress to do something about drones hovering near packed stadiums.
The talk took place Monday, says a person with knowledge of the meeting to the AP. Unapproved drones have become a problem for various sports leagues. The AFC Championship game in Baltimore last January was stopped because a drone violated the restricted airspace. The NFL says there were over 2,800 drone flights into restricted airspace during games last season.
KSL News Time, 3:35. Here on the ground, we've had emergency traffic the past half hour. Ricky Meese joins us. First look traffic, what's going on?
Emergency traffic in two spots, southbound I-15, a crash before Riverdale Road causing delays through Ogden. It's a parking lot there. And then an accident southbound I-15 in the Salt Lake City area right about 6 South. And Jeff, I want to quote this from a KSL texter saying, that crash on southbound I-15 at 6 South, 2 left lanes are blocked by 3 vehicles and a boat. Yes, a boat. Unquote. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Okay, thank you, Ricky. My Minute of News is on the way next. Stay here.
Fall is the season of change. As the leaves start to fall, it's time to rake in extra cash for the changes you need with a 4.99% APR home equity line of credit from Golden West Credit Union. Finally start that kitchen remodel, pay for unexpected expenses, or consolidate high-interest debt. Enjoy this low promotional rate for 6 months and make your home's equity work for you. Golden West Credit Union. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 440574.
We'll take care of you.
Ready for a new adventure? Right now, Golden West Credit Union has you covered with low-rate loans for your next car, RV, or power sports vehicle with no payments for 90 days. Whether it's a smooth commute or an off-road thrill, we'll help you hit the road with a little more money in your pocket. Apply in minutes at gwcu.org or ask for Golden West financing at the dealership. Golden West Credit Union.
We'll take care of you.
Guys, it's finally here. Wendy's new salted caramel frosty. It's cold, salted, yet perfectly sweet, delicious, and it's at the top of Santa's Christmas list. What? Santa has a list too, you know. And he's a huge salted caramel frosty fan. Probably why he's so jolly all the time. The iconic frosty with a salted caramel twist? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Salted caramel frosty flavored with other natural flavors.
Welcome to Staples.
Help! My family's in for the holidays and I need gift ideas.
That's why we're here. Staples has amazing deals on everything you need. Photo gifts, laptops, and gaming systems. Even custom holiday cards and shipping solutions to send gifts to the family that can't make it.
Perfect! Have anything for Uncle Frank? I love him, but the guy is never quiet.
Noise-canceling headphones. For you.
You get it.
Unwrap huge holiday savings at Staples. And right now at Staples, save up to $350 on select computers. Ends 12/28, in-store only.
Common Spirit Health. Hospitals, clinics, and caregivers all connected to advance healthcare in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Healthcare with human kindness is here. Hello, human kindness.
Listen to KSL for news to get exactly what you want.
Stories about what's going to affect me.
Traffic. If I want to know now, I'll go to KSL Radio.
Hear the important stories, the stories that affect you.
On KSL News Radio.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. Are you successful? A new survey by a financial company asked people, how much money would you need to make to consider yourself a success?
Starting right off the bat, 150.
Probably about 150, 200,000 a year.
250, 250K.
But according to this new survey, the average person, maybe you, thinks it'd take $270,000 a year before you could puff out your chest and say, money? I got this. But you dig a little deeper into this survey and we see something else. The average boomer says success is $100,000 a year. But the younger you are, the more money it takes. Millennials say success is $180,000 a year. Gen Xers say $212,000. And then there's Gen Z.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough.
Gen Z. I'll remind you, these are teenagers and 20-somethings who say they'd have to earn a staggering $587,000 a year and have $9 million in the bank.
Everybody hands go up.
Just to consider yourself a success. And I think the difference between young and old is the definition of success. To a baby boomer pushing 65, it might be having enough to meet your basic needs. But to a doom-scrolling 20-something hunched over their phones, staring at hot models, dudes driving Lamborghinis, and endless five-star vacations, success might be having your every desire satisfied, same as the influencers on TikTok. This could be why the just-announced Oxford Dictionary word of the year is actually 2 words. Brain rot.
It is a term to describe absorbing excess amounts of low-quality online content, especially from social media. So
if you're suffering from brain rot, and who isn't, and your definition of success is who has the most toys when they die, consider my definition. If you leave this world in a better place than when you showed up, that's success.
All I do is win, 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 no matter
Jeff Caplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Emergency traffic, it's one of those kinds of afternoons. Sinclair, the sponsor, save on every gallon with the Dino Pay app. Ricky, bring us the latest.
Slow and go and stop and go delays. Southbound I-15 from Marriott Slaterville down to Riverdale Road, where we have an accident that's been blocking 2 right lanes of traffic. It does involve a semi, so that means it's going to take quite a while for it to clear out. If you're headed northbound on I-15, some looky-loo slowdowns. That starts as you're rounding I-15 from Hill Air Force Base in Clearfield up to Riverdale, then southbound Highway 89, getting its usual slowdowns now setting in as you're going from Walmart down to the I-84 junction. But if you're headed northbound on I-15 through Davis County, you're looking good from the north interchange up to Layton Hills Mall. Steve?
And more emergency traffic this afternoon. Another crash southbound 15 near 9th South. 2 left lanes blocked by 3 vehicles and a boat. Expect delays at North Temple. More slowdowns on southbound 15 between Murray and Midvale. Another crash at the south interchange. That's out of traffic. Plus a crash on the eastbound 21st South Freeway at Redwood Road. And a trailer on fire south end of westbound I-215 near Redwood Road. It's still Black Friday at Big O Tires. Buy 3, get 1 free on select sets. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Steve Carlson at the KSL Traffic Center.
We've got mostly sunny skies up above, but down below on the valley floor, we've got haze, 46 the temperature. 28 in the overnight, hazy skies. Into tomorrow, mostly sunny, 45 the high. We keep these inverted conditions through Thursday, 45. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Sunshine, haze, 45 degrees in Salt Lake City. And we have breaking news at KSL. We're just learning that 1 person has died after that Payson plane crash last night. Multiple drivers were injured on I-15. No one in the plane that landed on the highway was injured. UHP has yet to confirm the person's age or the name of the individual who died. Stay with us for the very latest here at KSL News Radio. It's 3:43.
Hi, I'm Utah Tax Attorney Jordan Wilcox. In these trying times, when inflation is out of control and our paychecks give us less and less money to support our families, the last thing any of us can afford is for the IRS to garnish wages, levy bank accounts, or seize assets. It's important now more than ever to protect your financial security.
We have reduced our tax liability by over $42,000.
$66,300. Let us safeguard you. Visit endtaxworry.com. We have saved countless taxpayers like you millions of dollars, kept businesses in operation, and ensured that our clients receive the best possible outcome.
Nearly $65,000.
$12,000 is something that you can look at and say, okay, I can handle that.
I'm Jordan Wilcox, your Utah tax attorney. You work hard for your money. Let us work hard for you. Visit endtaxworry.com.
We're very grateful.
At Gillette Services, you're more than just a customer. You're family. We pride ourselves on delivering exceptional HVAC and plumbing services with a personal touch. Whether it's a routine checkup or an emergency, we're here for you. Get a $49 tune-up for the first 50 callers. Call 385-GET-HEAT today. That's 385-438-4328 today.
A Carrier Factory authorized dealer.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
KSL News Time, 3:45. The three things you need to know this hour. First, we just learned one person has died after that plane crash in Payson last night. Multiple drivers were injured on I-15 when that plane landed. No one on the plane was injured. Second, the CDC investigation into slivered onions used in McDonald's Quarter Pounders is officially closed after more than 100 people were infected with E. coli. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
Emergency traffic due to 2 crashes on southbound I-15 in Riverdale and in Salt Lake City. We also have a vehicle fire on the off-ramp blocking center lanes of traffic from westbound of the south belt of I-215 at Redwood Road. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
High pressure has capped off the valleys, will continue to pump pollution into the lower levels through the end of the week. I'm Matt Johnson.
It's 45 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Now our top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In New York City, jury deliberations have wrapped up for the day in the manslaughter trial of Daniel Penny, the former Marine who put a fellow subway rider in a chokehold, killing him. ABC's Aaron Katersky has more on day one.
The jury was about an hour and change into their deliberations when they asked for a readback of the judge's instructions about justification. This is a key part of Daniel Penny's defense, that his use of force was justified for self-defense, and he hung on to the hold of Jordan Neely for so long, the defense says, because he feared letting go.
In the Georgia election interference case involving Donald Trump and other defendants, a Fulton County judge has ordered Fulton DA Fonnie Willis to turn over any records from special counsel Jack Smith or the U.S. House Select Committee on the January 6th attack, following a lawsuit from a conservative legal group. Bands of heavy lake effect snow easing after days of dumping several feet from Michigan to New York. This is ABC News.
And now the KSL in-depth. The president of South Korea says he's going to lift his declaration of martial law after it was rejected by lawmakers in South Korea. Joining me live, ABC News State Department correspondent Shannon Kingston. Thanks for joining us. First of all, what is going on in South Korea? It sounds like pure chaos.
Yes, and if you slept through your news alerts in South Korea, you woke up to a lot of information to digest along with your breakfast, because this all happened in the dead of night. Basically, the South Korean president came out and said he was going to impose martial law because he, without evidence, accused his political opposition of being sympathetic to North Korea. Well, we saw protesters then pour out into the street, having clashes, tense moments with military officers who were also pouring out in the street to enforce this martial law. Lawmakers eventually poured into the National Assembly building, where, for those who arrived, they unanimously voted to overturn the order. So far, President Yoon of South Korea says he is going to respect that vote, but the U.S. Embassy in the country is still warning Americans that they need to be careful, that the situation remains fluid, and they should anticipate potential disruptions.
What does that mean? I mean, in the real world, on the ground, you're an American in South Korea. What are you supposed to do if you're, say, on vacation or there on business?
Right, and this is, of course, something you did not expect would happen. South Korea is classified as a level 1 country by the State Department. That is the highest ranking of safety that the State Department bestows on other countries. It just means you should exercise normal caution as you would, any day of your life, basically. So this is really uncharted territory, and we're seeing right now President Yoon and the leader of one of the major opposition parties really kind of face off over what happens next. They're demanding his resignation or saying that if he doesn't leave office, they'll move to impeach him. That's something that the opposition has tried to do before, but what's different now is that members of Yoon's own party really don't seem too keen to support him, so this could get ugly.
This was a stable democracy as of yesterday. There's even a video going viral, Shannon, of a South Korean leader scaling a wall to get in and vote against martial law. Why did he have to do that?
Well, part of it is just the turmoil that was playing out outside of that National Assembly building. It did pose a lot of challenges to people in those dramatic scenes we were talking about. But you're absolutely right. South Korea has been hailed as a beacon of democracy, and it's been really a favorite of the Biden administration. President Yoon was honored just last spring with a state visit at the White House. South Korea was also selected to host President Biden's own, really his baby when it comes to promoting democracy abroad. The Summit for Democracy is something that he started 3 years ago when he entered the White House, and South Korea became the first foreign country to host that summit. Obviously, that all changed in the blink of an eye, even though U.S. officials are still saying that the overall alliance with South Korea does remain ironclad.
Shannon Kingston from ABC News, their State Department correspondent, with us live over the political turmoil for a U.S. ally. Thanks for joining us. We have emergency traffic here at home. We're brought to you by Sinclair. Save on every gallon with the DinoPay app. Here's Ricky Meese.
Better options right now, Highway 89 or I-84, in order to avoid this parking lot sitting on southbound I-15 from Marriott Slaterville through Riverdale. It's due to an accident approaching Riverdale Road that has 2 right lanes of traffic blocked. Northbound I-15 also bogged down heavy and slow from Clearfield to the I-84 junction. If you're leaving downtown, making your way northbound, for the most part, it's in pretty good shape. It's getting a little busy between 6 North and the North Interchange. Steve?
And more emergency traffic right now. Got that crash clearing on southbound 15 near 9th South. 2 left lanes still blocked by 3 vehicles and a boat. Got delays at North Temple rolling into downtown Salt Lake City. More delays on southbound 15, Murray to Midvale. Also at Bangerter Highway. And a trailer fire in Taylorsville. That's on the Redwood Road off-ramp, blocking center lanes of traffic from westbound I-215. When you choose Performance Automotive in Bountiful, you're choosing convenience with 4 dealers inventory. Performance Ford Lincoln, Performance Honda, Toyota, and Truck Country all in one place. PerformanceBountiful.com. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast. Wintertime inversion conditions will continue with high pressure overhead today, mostly sunny up above, but it is haze at the valley floor with a high of 46. 45 tomorrow, mostly sunny up above, more valley haze. We keep that gunky air on Thursday, Friday, even Saturday, with highs in the mid and upper 40s. Then a chance for change on Sunday, mostly cloudy as the storm tries to barge in, high of 47, cleaner air. Monday, mostly cloudy, maybe squeaking out some snow showers in the morning, 39 the high. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
The 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. It's 46 degrees. And if you missed Cougar Nation here on KSL last night, you can still listen at KSLpodcasts.com. It's brought to you by Central Bank. We'll check the market close next.
Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
Make you take your clothes off and go dancing in the rain. She'll make you live a crazy life, or she'll take away your pain like a bullet to your brain. Upside, inside out, living la vida loca. She'll push and pull you down, living la vida loca. Her lips are devil red.
Can we talk about something difficult to discuss? Are you going through a difficult financial time? You have equity in your home, but nobody can help? American Home Loans has created the Bridge Loan program to use your equity regardless of your credit at this time. The Bridge Loan can be used to pay debts, collections, IRS liens, divorce settlement, or home improvements. Call at 801-262-2221, 262-2221. This loan creates a bridge between now and a much brighter future. After COVID, one of their clients had over $85,000 in credit cards. Their scores were too low to borrow on their home. American Home Loans was able to save them $2,000 a month, and after 8 months, they qualified for a conventional loan and lowered their payments. The consultation is free and confidential. Please call them and see what they can do for you. The number is 801-262-2221, 262-2221, or go to AmericanHomeLoans.com, AmericanHomeLoans.com, and MLS 245422, Equal Housing Lender.
Your health and well-being are on sale. I'm not kidding, because since I lost 34 pounds on the SOTA weight loss program, I've been the healthiest I've been. I'm 60. I'm healthier now than I was 20 years ago because I'm not carrying around all that weight.
Right.
I can walk, and I love walking outside and going, to do things with my kids. I'm happier because I'm more engaged in things. I'm not fighting my clothes all the time, trying to get something to button up. It's just an easier, happier lifestyle. And right now, holiday savings like never before at SOTA Weight Loss.
SOTA Weight Loss is the place to go, and SOTAWeightLoss.com the place to get started. You realize with the average weight loss of 2 to 3 pounds for the average female and 3 to 5 for the average male by New Year's. Between Thanksgiving and New Year's, you could lose 20 pounds.
Because you lose that every week.
And you change your life for the rest of your life. Let go of the weight once and for all. Go to SOTAWeightLoss.com. It's spelled SOTA, and it stands for State of the
Art. Attention pet parents. Tired of being a doorman to your furry friends? Say hello to Utah's own Pet Door Products. Your ticket to convenience and freedom. Visit PetDoorProducts.com. That's PetDoorProducts.com.
We're watching Utah's money at KSL. Home prices keep on rising. In October, Utah home prices rose 1.6% higher than the year before. But in Salt Lake City, prices are soaring. Redfin reports that home prices rose 7.3% over a year ago. Small business owners are bracing for Trump tariffs, a 25% tax on goods from Mexico and Canada. Even bigger tariffs on China would likely lead to small businesses paying more for materials. On Wall Street today, the Dow down 76. The S&P was up 2. The Nasdaq gained 76 points. KSL News Time 3:56. Time for Cougar Tracks. Here's BYU insider Mitch Harper.
BYU basketball has a big game tonight. The 6-1 Cougars take on Providence College as part of the Big East Big 12 battle. It's BYU's first meeting against the Friars since 1982. It's BYU's first true road game under head coach Kevin Young. Coach Young shared his thoughts when he first saw this trip to Rhode Island on the schedule as he took the BYU head coaching job.
Just reminded me of in the NBA, when you take those long West to East Coast trips, and just part of the nature of the business, nature of the beast. Didn't really put much stock into it. Just thought it'd be a good opportunity to go play a really good team in their home atmosphere.
BYU versus Providence tips off tonight at 6:30 p.m. with pregame coverage beginning at 5:30 right here on KSL and the KSL News Radio app. With Cougar Tracks, I'm Mitch Harper on your legacy home of the BYU Cougars. KSL News Radio.
Experience the timeless Christmas classic that has captivated audiences nationwide. Join Michael McLean, one of the most prolific songwriters and storytellers of our time, as he reprises his beloved role of Uncle John in The Forgotten Carols musical. With an unforgettable story and songs that are a Christmas tradition for families everywhere. See the spectacular live show in Orem, Salt Lake, Ogden, and Cedar City. Tickets at ForgottenCarols.com.
And now a minute of kindness brought to you by One Kind Act a Day. Because that's what kindness is. It's not doing something for someone else because they can't, but because you can. Andrew Iskander's quote redefines kindness as a choice rooted in capability, not necessity. We don't have to wait for someone to ask for help or to be in need before offering our kindness. Instead, we should be proactive, using our abilities to make others' lives a little easier, a little better, just because we can. Kindness isn't about obligation. It's about seeing an opportunity to make a positive difference and then taking it and making it a reality. Find out more about how you can be involved online at thepowerofkind.org. That's thepowerofkind.org.
Join us at the Festival of Trees, a magical event benefiting the children at Intermountain Primary Children's Hospital from December 4th to December 7th. Tickets at festivalofTreesUtah.org.
Still emergency traffic brought to you by Sinclair. Save on every gallon with the DinoPay app. Ricky, the latest, please.
2 right lanes blocked with an accident in Weber County southbound I-15, and it does involve a tractor trailer. This is as you're approaching Riverdale Road, and that is what's causing your slow and go, and stop and go delays all the way back to Marietta. Slaterville, northbound I-15, heavy and slow, Clearfield through Riverdale. Steve?
Another crash clearing southbound 15 near 9th South to actually the left lane is now blocked. Expect delays at 6 North. Rolling into downtown. Got delays on southbound 15 to the south interchange, also in Draper. And a new crash on westbound I-80 at Redwood Road. Calling all Grinches, reclaim your holiday spirit at Robin Hall with holiday performances by the Utah Symphony. Steve Carlson, the KSL Traffic Center.
Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s. Tonight, temperatures are going down to 29 degrees. You can count on hazy skies for tomorrow, for Thursday, for Friday, and Saturday for that matter. Things might clear up on Sunday. It's 3:59.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good afternoon. It's 4 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Jeff Caplan, 46 in Salt Lake City. KSL's top story is developing news. We learned this afternoon that one person has died after a small plane had to make an emergency landing on I-15 in Payson last night. KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera joining us live with the very latest. Eric.
Jeff, UHP just confirmed the death but didn't offer any details as to who it was and what the circumstances were. We only know multiple people were sent to the hospital with varying levels of injury and that neither person on the plane was hurt.
Several vehicles had stopped for the aircraft that was in the roadway when another approaching pickup truck was not able to stop in time before it actually ran into the back of some of the stopped traffic.
That was UHP spokesperson Cam Roden. According to veteran pilot with the Air Force Joe Davis, there's a reason our interstate has large stretches of straights, and that he and other experienced pilots would have chosen to do the same.
Especially at night, if you're flying and you have no idea what kind of terrain is around that could possibly be safe to land, and you can't typically tell that at night, then you need to have something that you know is a surface that you can land on. I think it was obviously a really good choice for a landing area. And in fact, I think everything looks like they did it perfectly.
Davis said the only feedback he had was that they tried to move the plane off the road. But with a dead engine, that may have prevented the pilot from being able to. Reporting live, Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
KSL News Time, 4:01. We have breaking news at KSL. We're learning this afternoon about a 5-year-old who was accidentally shot in the head by an arrow. This happened about a week ago. The little girl is in the hospital, but reportedly improving. Sandy police say a family member was outside calibrating the bow when it got away from him. The arrow ricocheted off something and went into and through the exterior of the house. It hit the little girl sitting on a couch. She's in the hospital once again, but improving. Police are calling this a tragic accident from a week ago. KSL News Time, 4:02. Lone Peak Parkway in Draper finally has a reopening date after construction on a structurally damaged bridge was delayed for months. Draper City Public Works Director Scott Cooley told me earlier the work was delayed because they didn't own the right-of-way for the canal.
But also we had to redesign the whole structure, and that had to go through many review processes, and then we're working with Salt Lake City still to get all of their final, crossing the T's, dotting the I's for us to be able to work in that canal.
Cooley says they expect the work will be done in April of next year. There could soon be more pilots in the sky. Delta Airlines cut the ribbon on a new pilot training center in Salt Lake City today.
The nearly 50,000 square foot facility will help train Delta pilots based in Seattle, Minneapolis, and Salt Lake. That's from Delta's Chief of Operations, John Lauder. Mayor Aaron Mendenhall says most people get to make mistakes without much consequence in their jobs, but not pilots. That's why this training center and the business it brings to our state is so important. Delta will also be the first airline in the world to reach 100 years in operations next year. Heather Kelly, KSL News Radio.
President-elect Trump's lawyers have formally asked a judge to throw out his hush money conviction. Maria Chaleos is live at the KSL National News Desk.
Jeff, Mr. Trump's lawyers cite the extraordinary circumstances of his impending return to the White House. Prosecutors have said they will fight any efforts to dismiss the case, but have indicated they're open to delaying sentencing until after Mr. Trump's term ends in 2029. South Korea's president has lifted martial law after the declaration brought widespread protests. While he said the military rule was needed to protect against North Korean communist forces, the head of the Japan and Korea's program at Cambridge, John Nielsen Wright, tells the AP he doesn't think that's the case.
I would interpret this as a response to his increasingly beleaguered domestic political position. I do not believe that the claim that this is prompted by a North Korean threat to South Korean democracy is valid.
And President Biden becomes the first sitting U.S. president to visit Angola, the president marking what he's called America's original sin of slavery.
Over time, the relationship between our countries has been transformed from distance to genuine warmth. Today, our relationship is as strong as it's ever been.
President also pledging billions of dollars in U.S. aid to the West African nation. Live from the KSL National News Desk, I'm Maria Chaleos, KSL News Radio.
A Utah-based company has come up with a new device that lets EV drivers break away from the charging station during an emergency.
EVject founder Craig Peeler told Utah's New News people attach the device to the charging cord, then if there's an emergency or you feel nervous, you can put the car in drive and go. Peeler says the device then splits into two to protect the car and the charging cable. Peeler says if there's an emergency and you use the device, you won't have to worry about going back for the second piece. Just tell EVject what happened and they'll send a replacement. Verl Johansson, KSL News Radio.
KSL News Time, 4:06. It's time for First Look Traffic. Ricky, this emergency traffic Still,
it continues, and it's going to be there for a little while. Southbound I-15, the crash approaching Riverdale Road is causing heavy delays back to Marriott Slaterville. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Thanks, Ricky. My Minute of News is on the way next. Stay right here.
Salt Lake City Fat Loss is having a huge holiday sale, almost 20% off, making it our lowest prices of the year. You can start the program before, during, or after the holidays. We know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no prepackaged meals, no injections, or surgery. The secret is our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good. To learn how our clients on average lowered their metabolic age by 17 years, go to SaltLakeCityFatLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation and learn why your metabolism may be sabotaging your weight loss goals.
I'm Maria Chaleos, and I'm so glad to have Salt Lake City Fat Loss on my side during the holiday season when many people gain weight. I'm keeping off that 40 pounds and staying accountable with their great app. Jumpstart your weight loss before the holidays. Check it out at slcfatloss.com. slcfatloss.com.
Go to SaltLakeCityFatLoss.com and save big now. Almost 20% off, only through December 31st. Results may vary.
This is Derek Overstreet of the New Millennium Group and host of Stop Working and Start Living Radio. If you're close to or in retirement and you don't have a tax plan, call us right now. 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370. Listen, our country's been spending like never before, and the tax bill is coming soon. If you need an income tax strategy and a financial plan that will get you through the rest of your life, give my team a call, 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370. If you want an investment plan that allows you to keep more of your gains and pay less taxes, give us a call, 888-999-6370. My team specializes in the type of plan that will get you retired 3 to 5 years sooner than you thought possible. So, get a no-cost tax analysis by calling 888-999-6370. That's 999-6370. My team is standing by now.
Wendy's new mushroom bacon cheeseburger. Roasted mushrooms, crispy bacon, Munster cheese, and creamy garlic spread on Wendy's fresh, never frozen beef for a limited time only. Gotta be Wendy's.
Spend your workday with a talk show that makes you feel better about the news.
Debbie is the voice of reason, and Dave reminds me of my little brother. Well-spoken, and they're a great team together.
Dave and Debbie, live from 9 to noon, or podcast the show on the app for KSL News Radio.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. Have you been spending time in the Metaverse? No? Me neither. Facebook wasted $20 billion on the prediction that we'd all leave this mortal coil called Earth and jump into the Metaverse, a place you only go with their white headsets so heavy that after half an hour your head is hanging off your neck. Once you get to the Metaverse, you'd buy virtual products like clothing for your avatar, you'd buy virtual land as an investment, and Earth, real Earth, wouldn't matter anymore. That was the plan, but the Metaverse is a ghost town. Virtual tumbleweeds, population zero, the shopping malls are empty as the ones on Earth. $20 billion spent, poof. But Mark Zuckerberg is hanging on to his dream.
This is Orion.
Orion is a pair of glasses. Augmented reality glasses that darken in the sunshine. You just slip them over your nose and, I don't know, turn everybody into a bunny with a Snapchat filter?
If you want to be with someone who is far away, they're going to be able to teleport.
We'll eventually teleport. Sure, buddy. The glasses themselves, thick black nerd glasses. Whatever you're visualizing, now make them 3 times thicker.
Now go out and get yourself some thick black frames.
The frames are so thick they're creepy, and he expects people to wear these and unlock a new world while everybody else is wondering what creepy, intrusive things are going on in front of your eyeballs. You see somebody wearing these Orion glasses, instinctively you're going to want to stay away. And you'll also want to stay away because of the price, which has not yet been revealed. But the cost to make a single pair of these Orion sunglasses is $10,000. Poof. I think I'll stick with Oakley's.
Go get yourself some cheap sunglasses.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Emergency traffic, we're brought to you by Sinclair. Save on every gallon with the DinoPay app. So, Ricky, what's the latest here?
It's a crash on southbound I-15 prior to Riverdale Road, and 2 right lanes are still blocked to traffic. It does involve a semi. Actually, 1 right lane is involved. Is still closed, so they've been able to open up a lane of travel. However, we still have heavy delays back to Marriott Slaterville. Then, on the northbound side of I-15, spots of slowing between downtown and the North Interchange, and then again from 7th South Clearfield up to Roy. Tito?
In Utah County, we have no issues thus far with things looking trouble-free on I-15 in both directions from the Point to Provo. Timpanogos Highway currently looks good as well, going both ways between I-15 and North 4800 West. And if you're traveling through Spanish Fork via Highway 6, things appear to be smooth sailing thus far. Steve?
Well, that crash on southbound 15 near 9th South has cleared. All lanes are open now. Expect delays, though, at 6 North rolling into downtown Salt Lake City. More delays on southbound 15 scattered between Murray and Bluffdale. UHB's clearing up another crash right now, westbound I-80 at Redwood Road. Tickets on sale for A Christmas Story, the musical, live at the Sierra in Orem. Tickets available by calling 225-ARTS or at sierra.org. A Christmas Story, the musical, live at the Sierra in Orem. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
Our overall pattern continues to be that of a valley inversion with thick haze and unhealthy air quality. Now tonight, lows will be in the upper 20s. Mostly sunny, 47, hazy, smoggy conditions, air quality moderate to unhealthy across much of the Wasatch Front. We'll see a few clouds move in on Thursday, but we're going to keep the hazy skies all the way through Saturday. Looks like a colder storm on Sunday into Monday will help mix up some of the bad air. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Kevin Eubank.
46 degrees. If you're stuck in the mess on the roads, some old school music for you. We're streaming live at KSLNewsRadio.com. We're Utah's news, definitely traffic and weather station. 12 minutes after 4 Tuesday
Just
afternoon.
slip out the back, Jack. Make a new plan, Stan. You don't need to be coy, Roy. Just get yourself free. Hop on the bus, Gus. You don't need to discuss much.
At Any Hour Services, they get all kinds of calls this time of year. My son-in-law has a new house. He goes outside to hang the Christmas lights. No outlets. Now, he could tell the kids, no lights this year, or he could be a hero and call Any Hour Services. They do electrical. They do plumbing. Speaking of which, if you think you ate a lot over Thanksgiving, so did your sink disposal. Chewing up meat, bones, gristle, glop. If the disposal has a severe case of indigestion, you need to call Any Hour. If you have any slow-running drain, in fact, they can snake it for just $29 for any simple drain clog. Whenever you run into trouble with your home, the heat's not hot, you need a new outlet, do what I do. For 9 years now, call Any Hour Services. Check their 25,000 five-star Google reviews, then call them 801-443-7400, or you can make an appointment online at anyhourservices.com.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Hi, this is Doug Wright, and here we are in the middle of the season where we all are looking for great values and great gift ideas. And of course, in this day and age, we're looking for tremendous savings. And you're going to find it at the 4 NPS stores, 20 to 70% off retail each and every day. And then each of the stores, all 4, they have different sales, so you're saving even on top of the 20 to 70% off. Whether you're shopping for groceries, household items, clothing, gifts for the holiday season, you're going to find it at the Salt Lake store, 1600 South Empire Road, at the industrial side of that store just across the street, in Layton at 1150 North Main Street, and in Orem at 475 North on State Street. It's a treasure hunt. It's so much fun to shop and save at NPS. Perfect for the holiday season.
Arrive in style in a great fitting suit from Mr. Mac. They ensure a perfect fit, offering fast, free alterations by expert tailors at all 9 Mr. Mac stores. Arrive in style.
KSL News Time 416. The 3 things you need to know this hour. First, we're just learning one person died after the plane crash on I-15 in Payson last night. Second, a 5-year-old girl from Sandy is recovering in the hospital this afternoon after she was accidentally shot in the head by an arrow about a week ago. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
Emergency traffic continues in Weber County southbound I-15 with delays from Marietta, Slaterville down to the accident in Riverdale, still blocking a right lane. Then slow down southbound I-15 from 45th South Murray into Sandy and Draper. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
The haze sticks around for a few more days, but temperatures remain above normal. I'm Kevin Eubank.
45 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Now our top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The Trump transition team has signed a memo of understanding with the Justice Department, part of the process to help with the background checks for nominees. The transition team, though, in a letter stated that many will not submit all of the President-elect Trump's picks for FBI background checks. It comes as several of Trump's key cabinet nominees were back on Capitol Hill today trying to shore up support ahead of confirmation hearings, including Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary nominee. He's pushing back on allegations of sexual and personal misconduct. Allegations. The New York Times reporting it's obtained an email from Hegseth's mother from 2018 criticizing her own son about his conduct toward women. ABC's Selena Wang has more.
Hegseth's mother had told the New York Times that at the time she had immediately sent a follow-up email to her son apologizing for sending that note. But this comes on top of other existing concerns about Hegseth, including concerns that he's unqualified for the role of Secretary of Defense.
The U.S. says it is relieved South Korea's president has reversed course, lifting martial law just hours after issuing the order today. The U.S. also says it was not notified in advance. Protests in South Korea also broke out. Black Friday and Cyber Monday now in the books. Consumers shelling out billions on all those gifts soon to be delivered. And that means porch pirates will also be on the take this holiday season. ABC's Alexis Christopher is on a new way to protect your orders.
There is a startup company called Porch Pals now selling insurance for those, victimized bags. It's like $120 a year for $2,000 worth of coverage. But, it's not foolproof. It's not going to stop them from taking the package at your door. But at least it's one other way that we can sort of protect our packages.
Outside the Capitol, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, the big moment of the colorful display. It comes ahead of Thursday's National Tree Lighting Ceremony.
That's the latest from ABC News. Now the KSL In Depth. A Utah-based company is helping people with electric vehicles leave their charging stations faster in case of an emergency. EVject founder Craig Peeler told Utah's Noon News they got the idea for their gizmo while watching a video on YouTube. They created a device that allows people to stop charging from inside the car, then break away from the charging cable. Off you can drive to safety. He says people don't have to buy another gizmo if they use it to get away in an emergency.
It actually separates into two parts so that it protects the car and the charger as you drive away. And the back half actually stays on the charger to protect it like a helmet when it hits the ground. That was by design. We realized that anything that attached to the charger would be left behind anyway. So we thought, well, why don't we make it sacrificial so that it actually protects the charging equipment? What we do is, if this actually happens in a real-life situation, is we provide a free replacement to the customer. If they just tell us what happened, we send them a free replacement because we don't want them to hesitate using it.
It's a Utah success story. Peeler says they've already sold thousands of the devices since January. Emergency traffic now, we have you covered. Brought to you by Sinclair. Save on every gallon with the DinoPay app. Ricky?
A right lane remains blocked in Weber County southbound I-15 due to the accident prior to Riverdale Road. And that means speeds are slightly improving, but the length of the delays still stretch back to Marietta, Slaterville. A lot of people hopping off of I-15 and taking Highway 89 through Ogden. But it gets really jammed up by Walmart down to the I-84 junction. Northbound I-15, a little busy as you're going from just before Warm Springs to the north interchange, and again from Clearfield up to the I-84 junction. Tito?
Utah County still looking good at this hour if you're traveling on I-15 in both directions from Lehigh to Santa Quinn. Traffic is starting to pile up a bit, though, if you're going west on Pioneer Crossing between I-15 and Redwood Road. And if you happen to be traveling on State Street between American Fork and Provo, no issues at this time. Steve?
Southbound 15 delays continue between 6 North and downtown and between Murray and Bluffdale. UHP still clearing up a crash on westbound I-80 at Redwood Road. And in Taylorsville fire still mopping up that trailer fire. Still blocking a center lane there at the Redwood Road off-ramp from westbound I-215. And southbound Bangerter Highway backed up at California Avenue. Transform your outdated kitchen with half-price granite, quartz, marble, and quartzite starting at $25 per square foot installed. Visit halfpricegranite.com. Affordable luxury. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
Your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. Kevin Eubank is here. So how bad is it out there today?
Air quality is getting worse. In fact, we've moved from the moderate category to the unhealthy for sensitive groups all along the Salt Lake Valley. And so it is continuing to deteriorate, and we knew that it would. When you get an inversion like this, Jeff, any pollution that goes out, cars, buses, trucks, industry, it all stays. It can't vent out. So every day we just get a little worse until we can get this thing cleared out. And it looks like we're going to be stuck in this until probably Saturday. So lows in the 20s, highs in the 40s, continued mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, but the air quality gets worse each day all the way until Sunday, where we'll get a little storm to come by. Now, the trick on this is not the moisture, it's the cold air. If we can bring in the cold air above, that'll help mix the air and bring us back and kind of vent things out. So we hope that will happen on Sunday into Monday.
All right. In the meantime, while this pollution builds in the air around us, is it possible we could get to the super unhealthy range where you're just supposed to stay inside?
Yeah, I think that's very possible. If we keep going the way we're going, I think we'll be an unhealthy for everyone. I think those numbers, once you get above 150, which is the threshold on the AQI index, that's where you get into the unhealthy, and you recommend you kind of stay indoors. You don't go out and exercise. So very possible, but I think probably Thursday, Friday.
We should mention the KSL air quality website.
Yeah, the Air Quality Network, you can get it on the KSL weather app or KSLTV.com. Just go right to the weather page. It's the only place you're going to be able to see hundreds or thousands of stations, real-time data right into your neighborhood. It's an awesome tool, and you can only get it at KSL.
All right. Thanks a lot, Kevin. KSL News Time 423, 44 degrees.
Hi, I'm Utah Tax Attorney Jordan Wilcox. In these trying times, when inflation is out of control and our paychecks give us less and less money to support our families, the last thing any of us can afford is for the IRS to garnish wages, levy bank accounts, or seize assets. It's important now more than ever to protect your financial security.
We have reduced our tax liability by over $42,000.
$66,300. Let us safeguard you. Visit endtaxworry.com. We have saved countless taxpayers like you millions of dollars, kept businesses in operation, and ensured that our clients receive the best possible outcome.
Nearly $65,000.
$12,000 is something that you can look at and say, okay, I can handle that.
I'm Jordan Wilcox, your Utah tax attorney. You work hard for your money. Let us work hard for you. Visit endtaxworry.com.
We're very grateful.
Planning to propose this holiday? Shane Company is ready to help you find your dream engagement ring. We handpick the most beautiful diamonds and colorful gemstones in all shapes and sizes. So when you walk in the door, you can trust your rock is in stock. At Shane Company, we've always sourced directly, cut out the middleman, and pass the savings on to you. We work with your budget, not against it. We'll also protect your ring for life with our free unmatched lifetime warranty. Come see us at shaneco.com and in-store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hi, this is Doug Wright. Over the years, I've talked a lot about hard water takes years off the life of water heaters and other appliances in your home. Leaves scum on the shower walls, and you almost need a jackhammer to remove that. I've talked about how Connecticut of Utah, an authorized Connecticut dealer, their water softeners are maintenance-free. You just don't need adjustment, and they do the job with 2/3 less salt than other softeners. But today, I want to talk about the exhilarating feeling of stepping into a hot bath or shower and feeling that pure, soft water cascade over your skin. It feels like every pore in your body wants to stand up and start singing. And afterward, there are no itchy hard water deposits sticking all over you. You really should look into a soft water system from Connecticut of Utah, an authorized Connecticut dealer. You can learn more about Connecticut by giving them a call at 801-576-8600 or log on to Softwater Utah. Connecticut of Utah, an authorized Connecticut dealer. Then sit back and enjoy your shower even more.
Stay warm and worry-free this winter with Gillette Services. Call 385-GET-HEAT now.
A Carrier Factory Authorized Dealer.
We're watching Utah's money on Wall Street. The Dow is down 76 points at 44,705. Meantime, the S&P was up 2. The NASDAQ gained 76 points.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Guys, it's finally here. Wendy's new salted caramel frosty. It's cold, salted, yet perfectly sweet, delicious, and it's at the top of Santa's Christmas list. What? Santa has a list too, you know. And he's a huge salted caramel frosty fan. Probably why he's so jolly all the time. The iconic frosty with a salted caramel twist? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Salted caramel frosty flavored with other natural flavors.
Ooh, we got a question. Brian W. asks, it's the holiday season and I'm looking for deals. Is Xfinity having a Black Friday sale?
Well, Brian, we got you covered. Get iPhone 16 Pro on us. Just ask us how. Plus, you can also get fast, reliable Xfinity Internet with a line of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited for a great low price.
So don't wait. Bring home a new iPhone 16 Pro built for Apple intelligence.
And connect to reliable 5G and Wi-Fi speeds up to a gig on Xfinity Mobile.
That's a big deal.
More like a gig deal.
Now through December 3rd, ask how to get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us with an unlimited Plus line. Plus, get Xfinity Gigabit Internet with free Wi-Fi equipment for only $25 a month for 12 months with no annual contract when you add unlimited mobile. Go to Xfinity.com/Black Friday sale to learn more. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires Xfinity Gateway. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Gig speeds available via hotspots to Xfinity Mobile customers only. Reduced speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Actual internet speeds and data thresholds may vary.
This Christmas, discover hope, joy, and light in After All We Can Do by Dieter F. Uchtdorf. In his heartfelt new release, Dieter F. Uchtdorf brings stories, insights, and hope for those feeling lost or weary. With compassion and wisdom, he reminds you that Christ's grace is sufficient, meeting you right where you are, bringing hope to the hopeless and light to those seeking peace. A beautiful gift for any heart needing hope. After All We Can Do by Dieter F. Uchtdorf. Available now at desertbook.com and in stores.
Rough commute, emergency traffic brought to you by Sinclair. Save on every gallon with the DinoPay app. Here's Ricky Meese.
It's a drag southbound I-15 from 12th Street, Ogden, down to where we have the accident. Still blocking a right lane approaching Riverdale Road. Also, slow down southbound I-215's westbound up at the north end from 2100 North down to the I-80 junction. Tito?
Utah County still looking good at this hour with just a little bit of congestion on I-15 between Linden and American Fork if you are headed north. And if you happen to be traveling on State Street between American Fork and Provo, no issues at this time. Steve.
Southbound 15 delays between Murray and Bluffdale. Still have a multi-car crash right now. Westbound I-80 at Redwood Road on the right shoulder. Delays on southbound Bangor at California Avenue and southbound Mountain View. Also backed up from the 201 to 35th South. Rescue Mission of Salt Lake restores lives of the homeless and hurting people by addressing the cause of the homelessness and helping people return to work. Help Rescue Mission restore lives. Donate at rescuesaltlake.org. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
Well, the overall pattern is one of high pressure, and that's created hazy conditions, unhealthy air quality, but temperatures continue to be above normal. Average this time of the year is 42. We'll be in the mid to upper 40s for the next several days. We'll bring in a few clouds on Thursday, but the haze sticks around through the weekend. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Kevin Eubank.
In Ogden, sunshine, haze, of course, 43 degrees. In Provo, clouds, haze, and 46 in St. George. Sunshine, clouds, a mix. We have a half an hour before sunset. It's 59 degrees in St. George.
You're listening to Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM
and 1160 AM.
Good afternoon, 4:30 at KSL. Jeff Kaplan here. It's 43 in Salt Lake City. KSL's top story, developing news. We've learned this afternoon about a 5-year-old who was accidentally shot in the head by an arrow in Sandy. KSL News Radio's Jessica Lowell with the story.
It happened about a week ago when a little girl went to the hospital in critical condition. Police say a family member was outside calibrating a bow on November 24th when it got away from him. The arrow ricocheted off something and went into and through the exterior of the house. It hit the girl while she was on the couch. The little girl is still in the hospital, but improving. A man who says he's her grandfather posted on GoFundMe that she underwent a 13-hour surgery. He said she has some movement in her arms, fingers, and feet. Police are calling it a tragic accident. Jessica Lowell, KSL News Radio.
A preliminary hearing has been scheduled for the woman accused of murdering her husband and hiding the body. Jennifer Gledhill is facing multiple charges. Her parents have also been arrested after being accused of helping their daughter clean up the crime. She's scheduled to appear next in court January 21st. KSL News Time 4:31. They're not allowed now, but short-term rentals could soon be allowed in Murray. There's a public hearing planned tonight before City Council. KSL News Radio's Adam Small has details.
Currently, the city doesn't allow any short-term rentals, whether the home is fully dedicated for them or even if it's for just a few months at a time. Murray City Planning Manager Zachary Smallwood tells me it's because it can make it even harder for people to buy homes.
We want to try to make that as easily attainable as possible.
But tonight, if passed, the new ordinance would allow permitted homeowners to rent out portions of their home so long as they stay on the premises.
If passed, Smallwood says they plan to reevaluate how the ordinance is working a year from now. The number of people renting instead of buying homes is going up in Utah and across the country.
Nationally, renter households in the United States grew 3 times faster than homeowner households in the past year, according to a survey by Redfin. Sean Teigen, president of the Utah Foundation, says the problem is twofold. Home prices are high.
On top of that, you have this high mortgage interest problem that you're dealing with as well.
Teigen says some people may be sitting on the sidelines waiting for interest rates to drop before jumping into the home purchase. The Redfin survey also found the paychecks of more than 20% of renters go toward rent. Tammy Kikuchi, KSL News Radio.
It looks like at least some of President Trump's nominees will undergo background checks. Maria Chaleos is live at the KSL National News Desk.
Jeff, after weeks of behind-the-scenes back and forth, the Trump transition team now says it's signed an agreement with the Justice Department for background checks and access to classified material. But ABC's Stephen Portnoy says that doesn't mean that each nominee will go through the process.
There is no guarantee, however, that President-elect Trump will put any or all of his nominees up for FBI investigations. Senators of both parties have pointed to decades of past practice insisting on FBI reviews before they're asked to decide on presidential appointments.
Meantime, in the past hour, Mr. Trump's pick to run the Drug Enforcement Administration has withdrawn his name from consideration. Chad Chronister becoming the second person selected by the president-elect to bow out quickly after being nominated for the position. Big-time holiday shopping is happening. Numbers released by Adobe show a record $13.3 billion spent on Monday alone. That's up more than 7% over Cyber Monday last year. ABC business reporter Alexis Christoforous also says more of us are using our mobile devices to make our purchases.
We're getting a lot more comfortable making purchases using these. Back in 2019, just 33% of purchases were made with the mobile device. This year, 57%.
In the final hours of the shopping day, consumers spent $15.8 million every minute. Live from the KSL National News Desk, I'm Maria Chaleos, KSL News Radio.
The investigation into McDonald's onions is officially closed after the E. coli outbreak linked to the Quarter Pounder. KSL News Radio's Alexandria Bonilla reports.
The CDC is done looking into the slivered onions used in Quarter Pounders. They were linked to multiple cases of E. coli starting back in late October. The CDC says a total of 104 people reported illnesses after eating the burger. 34 of them were hospitalized, and at least one person died in Colorado.
McDonald's is investing more than $100 million in marketing to clear their name and get their customers back. If you happened to hear a loud boom out of Little Cottonwood Canyon this morning, that was UDOT testing their new avalanche mitigation equipment. Avalanche Program Manager Stephen Clark says this tech requires year-long upkeep to be ready for the winter.
So you're going through checking gas lines, checking welds, checking the electronics of the systems. So as we add more of those systems to our program, we have to spend more time in the summer making sure that those are ready to go to be operational in the winter.
UDOT triggers avalanches with this tech in order to keep canyon roads safe through the winter. KSL News Time 4:35, and about those roads. It's been rough this afternoon. Ricky Meese is here with First Look Traffic. What's the deal now?
Pretty bumpy out there. We still have delays on southbound I-15 in Salt Lake County, Murray through Draper, southbound I-215's West Belt, 2100 north into West Valley. But the granddaddy of them all is Weber County, where we have the accident. Southbound I-15 approaching Riverdale Road, a right lane is blocked, backing traffic to 12th Street in Ogden. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Thanks, Ricky. My minute's on the way next.
Hi, this is Doug Wright. The other night, Dee and I had the chance to see Beauty and the Beast, Disney's Beauty and the Beast, at Hale Center Theater. It is something you do not want to miss this holiday season. The voices delivering those beloved songs to perfection is simply wonderful. I asked Dee, what was your favorite part? And she's seen a lot of versions of Beauty and the Beast, literally around the world. She said, where do you possibly start on this? But the costumes were spectacular. She loved Belle's ensemble. With Hale Center Theater's magic, it is incredible. The staging and the special effects, the transformation from Beast to the Prince is simply masterful. Hale Center Theater, don't miss Beauty and the Beast. And give a gift of Hale Center Theater. Whether it's tickets to A Christmas Carol, gift cards make a great gift, season tickets to the 2025 season, it awaits you. Go to HCT.org.
$182,000.
According to CBS News, Americans lose out on an average of $182,000 in Social Security income because they file for their benefits at the wrong time. Learn how you could wring every nickel out of your benefits with a free Social Security analysis from Boss Retirement Solutions. This free analysis pinpoints the optimal time to file for Social Security while considering the impact on your taxes, IRA and 401k withdrawals, and Medicare premiums. If you've saved more than $200,000 and have not filed for Social Security, schedule your free analysis now by calling 801-896-9622. Discover how you could wring every nickel out of your Social Security benefits. Call 801-896-9622. 801-896-9622.
Advisory services offered through Boss Retirement Advisors.
It's the 13th annual Chris Kindle Market, December 4th through 7th at This Is the Place Heritage Park. More booths, food, entertainment, and free nearby parking with free shuttle. Visit thisistheplace.org.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. Are you successful? A new survey by a financial company asked people, how much money would you need to make to consider yourself a success?
Starting right off the bat, 150.
Probably about 150, 200,000 a year.
250, 250K.
But according to this new survey, the average person, maybe you, thinks it'd take $270,000 a year before you could puff out your chest and say, money? I got this. But you dig a little deeper into this survey and we see something else. The average boomer says success is $100,000 a year. But the younger you are, the more money it takes. Millennials say success is $180,000 a year. Gen Xers say $212,000. And then there's Gen Z.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough.
Gen Z. I'll remind you, these are teenagers and 20-somethings who say they'd have to earn a staggering $587,000 a year and have $9 million in the bank.
Everybody hands go up.
Just to consider yourself a success. And I think the difference between young and old is the definition of success. To a baby boomer pushing 65, it might be having enough to meet your basic needs. But to a doom-scrolling 20-something hunched over their phones, staring at hot models, dudes driving Lamborghinis, and endless five-star vacations, success might be having your every desire satisfied, same as the influencers on TikTok. This could be why the just-announced Oxford Dictionary word of the year is actually 2 words. Brain rot.
It is a term to describe absorbing excess amounts of low-quality online content, especially from social media. So
if you're suffering from brain rot, and who isn't, and your definition of success is who has the most toys when they die, consider my definition. If you leave this world in a better place than when you showed up, that's success.
All I do is win, 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 no matter
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Let's get you home. Emergency traffic brought to you by Sinclair. Save on every gallon with this DinoPay app. Help, Ricky.
Save on every gallon with the DinoPay app.
Yep.
Yes, we are looking at delays that linger on southbound I-15 in Weber County. It all began due to an accident right before Riverdale Road. That right lane is still blocked to traffic, and that's why we still have heavy delays. Back to about 12th Street in Ogden, a lot of people are hopping off I-15 and using Highway 89. Some busy traffic around those intersections in Ogden, and then heavy stop-and-go speeds from Walmart down to the I-84 junction. Northbound I-15, heavy and slow Clearfield into Roy, and on northbound and on southbound I-215's westbound, a slow ride from about 1700 north down to the I-80 junction. Tito?
Utah County, still no big issues if you're traveling on I-15. However, there is a bit of touch and go in both directions, Linden and American Fork, between those two areas. Traffic also starting to pile up a bit if you're going west on Pioneer Crossing between I-15 and Redwood Road. And if you happen to be headed through Provo Canyon or Highway 6 at this time, things are looking good. Steve.
And delays on eastbound 215 South built right now past the Murray Golf Course over to I-15. Meantime, good speeds on southbound 15 leaving from downtown Salt Lake City. Got delays at 45th South and Murray out to the point in spots. Also, UHP clearing up that wreck right now. Westbound I-80 at Redwood, that's on the right shoulder. Plus delays on southbound Bangor from California Avenue and southbound Mountain View corridor. Typical slowdowns once again this afternoon from the 201 to 35th South. Shop smart at Two Brothers Mattress with their lowest price guarantee and a 100-night trial. your locally owned Two Brothers Mattress, your number one choice in Serta mattresses. Visit twobrothersmattress.com. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
Hazy sunshine continues as high pressure dominates the western pattern. The valley inversion is well set, and we're going to stick with that for the next several days. Overnight lows will be in the mid to upper 20s with afternoon highs in the mid to upper 40s. Hazy sunshine on Wednesday, partly cloudy and hazy on Thursday, and then a chance for a storm looks to get here by Sunday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Kevin Eubank.
43 degrees. Kevin warns that the air could get downright nasty as this inversion wears on through Friday into Saturday. Yeah, 43 degrees in Salt Lake City, and we know who's now charged with defacing a Kane County petroglyph. Stay here. It's coming up. We're streaming live at KSLNewsRadio.com. We're on the KSL News Radio app. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. You see peeling paint, faded colors. You know the house needs fresh paint, except it's winter. You'll think about it later, but not the best idea. Wait, painting companies raise prices for the new year, but right now, book your exterior paint job for spring, and 5 Star Painting will hold 2024 prices for you. Call them, lock in, and get a 15% discount. And if you need your interior painted, call 5 Star right now, because outside or in, they'll give you that 15% discount and free paint. Not the cheap stuff, the $70 a gallon Sherwin-Williams premium paint, free. 5 Star painted my home. I got the 15% off, the free paint as well, when they were done. Night and day, the house looks vibrant, fresh, magnificent work. 5 Star does offer financing. Of course, they're insured. They even check back 2 weeks later for any touch-ups. Their work is guaranteed. 5 Star Painting, 801-505-8052. That's 801-505-8052. Yeah, tell them Jeff sent you.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KSL News Time 446. The 3 things you need to know this hour first.
Sandy police confirmed this afternoon a 5-year-old girl was accidentally shot in the head by an arrow about a week ago. The girl is in the hospital, but reportedly improving. I'm KSL News Radio's Jessica Lowell.
Second, the air looks absolutely filthy along the Wasatch Front, according to the KSL Air Quality Network. Little worse than yesterday at this time, with readings well into the orange. Third, Our biggest traffic trouble spot.
In addition to the emergency traffic that we have in Weber County, southbound I-15, Ogden through Riverdale, due to an accident before Riverdale Road, we have a rough crash. This is in the Holiday Cottonwood Heights area, westbound I-215 South Belt, 2300 East, blocking a right lane and causing delays. Ricky Meeson, the KSL Traffic Center.
Hazy sunshine continues with highs back in the mid to upper 40s. I'm Kevin Eubank.
43 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Now our top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The Trump transition team agreeing to use the Justice Department and FBI to conduct some background checks for the president-elect's nominees.
After weeks of behind-the-scenes back and forth, the Trump transition now says it has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Justice Department that would facilitate background checks and access to classified material. There is no guarantee, however, that President-elect Trump will put any or all of his nominees up for FBI investigations. Senators of both parties have pointed to decades of past practice insisting on FBI reviews before they're asked to decide on presidential appointments.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy. Hours after South Korea's president declared martial law, the leader reversed course, withdrawing troops. It followed a day of protests and parliament vote calling to lift the order. In Georgia's capital of Tbilisi, thousands of pro-Western demonstrators clashing with police once again, demanding an end to the government they say is turning toward Russia. This is ABC News.
And now the in-depth authorities have arrested a woman they believe was caught on camera defacing an ancient petroglyph panel in Kane County over a week ago. Harry Barber is with the River District. He says that this kind of thing happens more often than you think.
And we have a lot around Kane and Garfield County. We have a lot of these rock art panels. We don't point the public to all of them. There are some sites like this site that we're talking about in Wire Pass that the public walks right by, so they're going to see that. And it's discouraging because for the most part, those areas that are known to the public, like this site in Wire Pass, 99% of the people will go by that. And if they see it at all, they respect it. They'll take some photographs and collect their memories in that manner. But there's a small percentage of people that feel like they have to leave a mark. That small percentage of people, surprisingly, when you look across all of our rock art panels, they leave their mark, and we wish they wouldn't. So it's not a lot of people, but we do see it in a lot of different places.
Well, in this case, the mark was allegedly left by a woman named Daniela Erickson. You were just listening to the Paria River District Manager, Harry Barber. He says they're going to hire an archaeologist to safely remove the vandalism from the ancient panel. Now, emergency traffic. We're brought to you by Sinclair. Save on every gallon with the DinoPay app. Here's Ricky Meese.
Right lane remains blocked with the final cleanup of this crash on southbound I-15 prior to Riverdale Road. And that means we still have heavy delays stretching back to about 12th Street in Ogden. And if you're headed northbound on I-15, it is bogged down from 7th South Clearfield up to Riverdale to the I-84 junction. If you're headed eastbound on I-84, we do have traffic backed up going through South Weber over to the Highway 89 junction, where there are north and southbound backups at I-84. Tito?
Utah County drivers, still no big issues if you're traveling on I-15. However, there is a bit of touch and go in both directions between Linden and American Fork. Spots of slowing if you're going west on Pioneer Crossing between I-15 and the intersection at Saratoga Road. And if you're traveling between Bluffdale and Saratoga Springs on Redwood Road, expect the typical stop-and-go traffic at this time. Steve.
Got a fresh crash right now. This is westbound I-215 South Belt at 2300 East involving a jackknife pickup and a trailer hauling a skid steer tractor sitting there in the right lane, which is closed now. Delays on eastbound 215 South Belt past the Murray Golf Course over to the I-15 ramps. Southbound I-15 good to go, leaving downtown with delays between Murray and Bluffdale, and still a wreck on westbound I-80 at Redwood Road on the right shoulder. Looking for the best gift ever? That's what you get at Miki Couture, the original luxury blanket company. Use KSL code KSL50 online and in stores to receive 50% off your purchase. Visit MikiCouture.com. Steve Carlson at the KSL Traffic Center.
The KSL 7-day forecast keeps sunny skies across the state for the next several days. We'll see a few clouds come and go, but highs along the Wasatch will be in the 40s with lows in the 20s. Hazy conditions stick around all the way into the weekend. Now, a 30% chance of a storm on Sunday will bring a chance for some mountain snow, and it will help bring in some colder air that will help improve air quality by mixing out the inversion. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Kevin Eubank.
43. The haze is still there as we approach sunset of 4:59. Your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. Market close. Next.
Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
I can buy myself flowers, write my name in the sand, talk to myself for hours, see things you don't understand.
Can we talk about something difficult to discuss? Are you going through a difficult financial time? You have equity in your home, but nobody can help? American Home Loans has created the Bridge Loan Program to use your equity regardless of your credit at this time. The Bridge Loan can be used to pay debts, collections, IRS liens, divorce settlement, or home improvements. Call at 801-262-2221, 262-2221. This loan creates a bridge between now and a much brighter future. After COVID, one of their clients had over $85,000 in credit cards. Their scores were too low to borrow on their home. American Home Loans was able to save them $2,000 a month. And after 8 months, they qualified for a conventional loan and lowered their payments. The consultation is free and confidential. Please call them and see what they can do for you. The number is 801-262-2221, 262-2221, or go to AmericanHomeLoans.com, AmericanHomeLoans.com, and MLS 245422, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Lisa Nichols from Intermountain Health with Your Life, Your Health. 12-year-old Owen Jacobson started having frequent and severe seizures last year. Later, he was diagnosed with brain cancer. Luckily, the neurosurgeons at Intermountain Primary Children's Hospital had a new, highly specialized way to help Owen. They put a tiny probe into a small hole in his skull and gently guided it to the tumor, where they applied heat to kill the cancer cells. The healthy brain tissue was untouched, and within months, Owen healed and returned to school. From the beginning, Owen's mom, Rindy, knew Owen would be in good hands at Intermountain Primary Children's Hospital. Intermountain Primary Children's Hospital, with the University of Utah Health, has been named the best children's hospitals rankings in all pediatric specialties, including cancer, diabetes, neonatal care, and behavioral health. The rankings by U.S. News and World Report also put Intermountain Primary Children's in the nation's top 25 programs in cardiology and heart surgery, nephrology, gastroenterology, and GI surgery. Primary Children's Neurology and Neurosurgery is number 10 in the country and tied for number 1 for the best patient outcomes. The best children's hospital rankings are designed to help families make informed decisions about health care for their kids. Owen's mom says she'd never go anywhere else for his care. I'm Lisa Nichols with Intermountain Health on KSL News Radio.
Imagine a currency that has true value, a currency that's local, protects your wealth, and resists inflation. Now imagine that currency is anchored to the stability of gold. Introducing Goldbacks, a currency made of 24-karat gold, accepted at over 800 businesses in Utah. Don't just imagine it. Visit alpinegold.com to start spending in gold. Use promo code RADIO to get free shipping on orders of over $200 or more.
Getting help with electrical repairs is easier than you think. All you have to do is call Any Hour Services or schedule an appointment at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
We're watching Utah's money on Wall Street. The Dow was down 76 points, closing at 44,705. The S&P up 2. The NASDAQ gained 76 points.
Your health and well-being are on sale. I'm not kidding, because since I lost 34 pounds on the SOTA weight loss program, I've been the healthiest I've been. I'm 60. I'm healthier now than I was 20 years ago because I'm not carrying around all that weight.
Right.
I can walk, and I love walking outside and going, to do things with my kids. I'm happier because I'm more engaged in things. I'm not fighting my clothes all the time, trying to get something to button up. It's just an easier, happier lifestyle. And right now, holiday savings like never before at SOTA Weight Loss.
SOTA Weight Loss is the place to go, and SOTAweightloss.com the place to get started. You realize with the average weight
loss of 2 to 3 pounds for the average female and 3 to 5 for the average male by New Year's. Between Thanksgiving and New Year's, you could lose 20 pounds.
Did you lose that every week?
And you change your life for the rest of your life. Let go of the weight once and for all. Go to SOTAweightloss.com. It's spelled SOTA, and it stands for State of the Art.
Experience the timeless Christmas classic that has captivated audiences nationwide. Join Michael McLean, one of the most prolific songwriters and storytellers of our time, as he reprises his beloved role of Uncle John in The Forgotten Carols musical. With an unforgettable story and songs that are a Christmas tradition for families everywhere. See the spectacular live show in Orem, Salt Lake, Ogden, and Cedar City. Tickets at ForgottenCarols.com.
If you're trying to decide which gutter protection to put on your home, don't just ask how they'll handle leaves. Ask how they'll handle ice. Tim Jr. here from RGS Exteriors, and that's right, ice. See, plenty of gutter guards are good at keeping out leaves, but most are made with flimsy materials that can bend, buckle, and break under the weight of too much ice. Kind of a big problem in an icy state like Utah, right? At RGS Exteriors, our exclusive gutter protection systems are built Utah tough. They're made with premium strength materials that hold up to 1,200 pounds of ice per square foot. Simply put, they're not going to budge. Our gutter guards are also certified to handle hurricane-level winds and rain. Mother Nature can't damage them. Guaranteed. Utah Tough Products. That's the RGS way. For a free estimate, call 801-280-3110 or visit rgsexteriors.com. That's rgsexteriors.com or 801-280-3110.
Join us at the Festival of Trees, a magical event benefiting the children at Intermountain Primary Children's Hospital from December 4th to December 7th. Tickets at festivalofTreesUtah.org.
Emergency traffic all afternoon. We're brought to you by Sinclair. Save on every gallon with the DinoPay app. Here's Ricky Meese.
Good news, bad news. The good news is all lanes of travel are now open southbound I-15, where the remainder of the crash is being cleared over to the shoulder. This is just before Riverdale Road. The bad news is you still have delays through Ogden. Tito?
Utah County I-15 is still looking good at this hour. There is a bit of a slow slog in both directions between Linden and American Fork, and State Street between American and Provo looks to be moving along just fine. Steve?
Got a bad crash and delays on westbound 215's south belt at 2300 east. Got the right lane closed there, delays at 45th south. Tax problems keeping you up at night? Get the IRS off your back. Let Utah tax attorney Jordan Wilcox stop the IRS harassment now. Visit TaxHelpUT.com. That's TaxHelpUT.com. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
The forecast, hazy for days. Meantime, overnight, we're headed down to 29 degrees. The haze sticks with us right through Saturday with varying amounts of sunshine. Expect temperatures in the mid-40s all week long.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
This is the 5 o'clock report, 20 minutes of uninterrupted news, commercial-free. I'm Jeff Caplan, KSL's top story. We've learned this afternoon one person died after the pilot of a small plane landed on I-15 last night. The pilot landed without crashing. The horror happened almost immediately afterward. KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera joins us live with the latest. Eric.
Jeff, UHP did confirm there was a death, but didn't offer any details as to who it was and what the circumstances were. We only know multiple people were sent to the hospital and that neither person on the plane was hurt.
When another approaching pickup truck was not able to stop in time before it actually ran into the back of some of the stopped traffic. That, in turn, pushed some of that traffic into the aircraft that was stopped on the freeway. There was several injuries that were reported from that collision. We had 4 individuals that were transported with varying degrees of injury.
That was UHP's Cam Roden. I reached out to longtime pilot and public affairs officer with the Air Force, Joe Davis, to ask if the pilot of the small plane made the right choice in that situation. He says the pilot handled it the way they're trained to, especially when visibility is low, choosing to land on the interstate in Payson.
I would never, fault a pilot for landing on a freeway. There's a reason that freeways are straight. As part of the original infrastructure bills that were put together to make interstate highways, the long straightaways on those freeways are purposeful.
The only feedback Davis gave was that they tried to get the plane off the road, but given there was engine failure, that could have prevented the pilot from doing it. You can also find photos from the scene from last night on our socials. Reporting live, Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
Thanks, Eric. Some better news about the skies in Salt Lake City. Delta opened a massive new training facility for pilots today. Here's KSL News Radio's Heather Kelly.
It's a 50,000 square foot facility with room for more expansion. Delta CEO Ed Bastian says they are committed to this community, and the new center will bring in even more business for the state.
The training facility is out near the airport, of course. Pilots will train in those full-motion simulated jetliners, the ultimate video game. We're learning this afternoon about a 5-year-old who was accidentally shot in the head by an arrow in Sandy about a week ago. The little girl is still in the hospital, but reportedly improving. Sandy police say a family member was outside calibrating the bow when it got away from him. The arrow ricocheted off something and went through the exterior of the house. It hit the little girl while she was sitting on a couch. Police in Sandy are calling it a tragic accident. Draper city officials say Lone Peak Parkway will open April of next year. After a construction project was delayed for months, Draper's Public Works Director Scott Cooley says they were required to shut down the road after a bridge inspection by UDOT.
They determined that there was insufficient reinforcement in the bridge, and they required us back in March to shut the road down, the bridge essentially, which included the road. And required us to fix that bridge.
Cooley says the project was delayed because they didn't have the rights to work in the canal below the bridge. Those rights belong to Salt Lake City. South Korea's president has called off martial law. Maria Chaleos is live at the KSL National News Desk.
Jeff, the martial law declaration launched the country into chaos. Protests erupted over the announcement of military rule. In the U.S., the Defense Department's Major General Pat Ryder says the declaration caught the U.S. by surprise.
To my knowledge, the U.S. was not notified in advance of this announcement.
In a national address, South Korea's president had said that he did it to protect against North Korean communist forces. A band welcoming President Biden to the West African nation of Angola. President Biden is the first sitting U.S. president to visit the nation, the president marking what he called America's original sin of slavery.
While history can be hidden, it cannot and should not be erased. It should be faced. It's our duty to face our history, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the whole truth.
The president met with his counterpart while also promoting a business partnership and billions of dollars in U.S. aid. China is slamming the U.S. over new export controls over semiconductors. The Biden administration implementing the controls over fears that China could use the material to make the next generation of weapons and artificial intelligence systems. China calls the move bullying and a significant threat to the stability of global supply chains. Live from the KSL National News Desk, I'm Maria Chaleos, KSL News Radio.
KSL News Time 5:05. First look traffic on the 5 o'clock report. Here's Ricky Meese.
We're just trading one emergency traffic situation for another. Our latest one is in the Cottonwood Heights area. A crash. This is westbound I-215 south, belt about 2300 east, blocking a right lane. That's causing traffic delays wrapping around Knutson's Corner and back onto the east belt. Now, for those in Weber County, southbound I-15, traffic starting to move a little bit better. All lanes now open, but delays continue through Ogden. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Thanks, Ricky. KSL News Time 5:06. Officials have arrested the woman they believed defaced ancient petroglyphs near the Wire Pass Trail in Kane County. Paria River District Manager Harry Barber says they're hiring an archaeologist to remove the vandalism from the rock.
These trained individuals do everything they can to protect this ancient rock art. They'll come to us and tell us their plan. We eventually have to approve that plan in terms of what they want to do.
Barber says that this kind of thing happens more often than you think and asks you to report it if you see visitors vandalizing historic art on public land. The air looks absolutely filthy along the Wasatch Front. Now that the sun's set, you really can't see the haze as much. But according to the KSL Air Quality Network, it's a little worse than yesterday at this time, with readings well into the orange. That's unhealthy for sensitive groups. The worst reading we saw this afternoon in Mill Creek. You can see for yourself, though. Just Google KSL air quality, and you'll be able to see real-time specific readings for where you live. KSL News Time 507 Utah is already suing TikTok. Now a group of parents have launched another lawsuit against the app.
The suit alleges that TikTok collected personal information on kids under 13 years old, things like phone numbers, email addresses, and passwords. That's illegal, the lawsuit says, under a 2019 consent decree that requires TikTok to get permission from parents before collecting data on younger users.
ABC's Mike Dubusky. TikTok is used by 18 million kids under the age of 14. A Utah-based company is helping people with EVs leave charging stations faster in case they need to break away because of an emergency. KSL News Radio's Verl Johansson with the story.
EVject founder Craig Peeler told Utah's New News they created a device that allows people to disconnect from a charging station from inside their car. Peeler says if there's an emergency or you're feeling nervous, the device will split into two parts as you drive away, protecting your car and the charging cord.
What we do is, if this actually happens in a real-life situation, is we provide a free replacement to the customer. If they just tell us what happened, we send them a free replacement because we don't want them to hesitate using it.
Peeler says they've already sold thousands of devices this year. Verl Johansson, KSL News Radio.
KSL News Time 508. This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. Have you been spending time in the Metaverse? No? Me neither. Facebook wasted $20 billion on the prediction that we'd all leave this mortal coil called Earth and jump into the Metaverse, a place you only go with their white headsets so heavy that after half an hour your head is hanging off your neck. Once you get to the Metaverse, you'd buy virtual products like clothing for your avatar, you'd buy virtual land as an investment, and Earth, real Earth, wouldn't matter anymore. That was the plan, but the Metaverse is a ghost town. Virtual tumbleweeds, population zero, the shopping malls are empty as the ones on Earth. $20 billion spent, poof. But Mark Zuckerberg is hanging on to his dream.
This is Orion.
Orion is a pair of glasses. Augmented reality glasses that darken in the sunshine. You just slip them over your nose and, I don't know, turn everybody into a bunny with a Snapchat filter?
If you want to be with someone who is far away, they're going to be able to teleport.
We'll eventually teleport. Sure, buddy. The glasses themselves, thick black nerd glasses. Whatever you're visualizing, now make them 3 times thicker.
Now go out and get yourself some thick black frames.
The frames are so thick they're creepy, and he expects people to wear these and unlock a new world while everybody else is wondering what creepy, intrusive things are going on in front of your eyeballs. You see somebody wearing these Orion glasses, instinctively you're going to want to stay away. And you'll also want to stay away because of the price, which has not yet been revealed. But the cost to make a single pair of these Orion sunglasses is $10,000. Poof. I think I'll stick with Oakley's.
Go get yourself some cheap sunglasses.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Emergency traffic all afternoon were brought to you by Sinclair. Save on every gallon with the DinoPay app. Here's Ricky Meese.
This time it's Salt Lake County where we have this crash in the Cottonwood Heights area, westbound I-215 south belt, about 2300 east. The right lane is blocked, and that's causing delays. Back to about 4500 south, wrapping back on I-215's east belt. Delays continue southbound I-15 from Murray through Draper. Also some slowdowns westbound on the 201 before Redwood over to Bangerter, and then again just after Bangerter into Magna. Tito?
Utah County I-15 is starting to pick up the pace, especially if you're going north. Expect a bit of congestion between Linden and American Fork. Spots of slowing as well if you're going west on Pioneer Crossing between I-15 and the intersection at Saratoga Road. And if you're traveling Redwood Road between Bluffdale and Saratoga, things are looking good at the moment. Steve?
Got delays on eastbound I-80 there at the transition ramp heading north onto 215. Southbound 215 on the west belt slow from 1700 north. Northbound I-15 from downtown, you got delays up into the Rose Park area and in North Salt Lake, and then up into Davis County. You're going to be on the brakes there from Clearfield by the base up to Roy. And southbound 15 still pretty packed in there from 12th Street in Ogden due to that earlier crash in Riverdale. Got delays down into Roy as well. Looks like southbound 89 is packed in from Harrison Boulevard to the 84 ramp. Same for northbound Highway 89 from SR 193. Searching for the perfect present? Give them an evening or afternoon of music from the Utah Symphony at Abravanel Hall. Steve Carlson, the KSL Traffic Center.
As we head through the 5 o'clock hour, we're looking at sunny skies, but a thick valley haze. Temperatures will be in the low 40s. We'll slide into the upper 30s by 6 o'clock, mid-30s by 7 and 8, and low 30s by 9 and 10. Ultimate lows will be in the upper 20s with a few clouds lingering in the overnight. With your hourly forecast on the 5 o'clock report, I'm Kevin Eubank.
It's 43 degrees in Salt Lake City. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:35 KSL News Time, 5:12 on Tuesday evening. A decade of discovery inside the Congo Basin. Maria Chaleos is here with the story.
Jeff, the World Wildlife Fund is highlighting in their new report the discovery of 742 species of wildlife and plants inside the basin, which is one of the largest in the world. Now, the report highlights the remarkable biodiversity identified over the past decade. Among the discoveries, a new coffee plant, an owl with a cat-like call, a dragonfly named after a Pink Floyd album. Don't ask me to explain that. Now, the findings illustrate not only the richness of the Congo Basin, but also the pressing need for conservation efforts to protect its fragile ecosystems. The basin's rainforest provides food security and an essential lifeline for indigenous and local populations. And it serves as a critical habitat for endangered species, including forest elephants and gorillas.
I'm trying to figure out which Pink Floyd album. Ummagumma, Dark Side of the Moon?
I
Make
don't
no
know.
sense for the name of it. The critter. Thanks, Maria. KSL News Time, 5:13. Okay, so you know the Eminem lyric, right? Listen.
His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous.
Mom's spaghetti, right? Eminem's mother, Debbie Nelson, died yesterday. The recording star's relationship with his mother was deeply troubled over the years. She sued her son for defamation over the way she was treated in the song My Name Is. Here's part of the clean version that she sued over.
99% of my life I was lied to. I just found out my mom does more than I do. I told her I'd grow up to be a famous.
She demanded $10 million from her son. The lawsuit was eventually settled. After Eminem became famous, his mom changed her name from Debbie Mathers to Debbie Nelson. She was 69 years old. KSL News Time, 5:14. If you want to get your holiday gifts to their destinations, you only have a couple of weeks. December 13th is the last day for FedEx Ground Economy. December 18th, the last day for USPS, that's Postal Service Ground and First Class Mail. If you forget and are willing to pay the extra, the last day for Postal Service Priority Mail Express is December 21st. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
we learned this afternoon one person has died after the Payson plane crash last night. Multiple drivers were injured on I-15 last night. No one on the plane was injured. I'm KSL News Radio's Jessica Lowell.
Second, the CDC investigation into the slivered onions used in McDonald's Quarter Pounders is officially closed after more than 100 people reported getting infected with E. coli. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
It's emergency traffic in Cottonwood Heights with an accident. I-215 southbound going westbound at 2300 East. Also, lingering delays on southbound I-15 in Weber County. This goes from Marius Slaterville down to Roy. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Above normal temperatures with hazy sunshine. I'm Kevin Eubank.
It's 43 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Now our top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Richard Cantu. Facebook parent Meta issued a report on the influence of artificial intelligence in the run-up to this year's election.
Many were concerned in the months leading up to the 2024 election that easily accessible artificial intelligence tools could fuel disinformation online. But according to Meta, that didn't happen. The company's latest elections report finds that less than 1% of all fact-check political misinformation was generated by AI. Meta also says it rejected more than 500,000 requests to generate images of political figures like Donald Trump and Kamala Harris using its own AI tools. Mike Dubusky. ABC News.
The Trump transition says it signed a memorandum of understanding with the Justice Department to facilitate background checks, but there's no guarantee the president-elect will submit his nominees to FBI background checks. Senate Majority Leader Charles Schumer urging the next majority leader to continue the Senate's advise and consent role.
What we need to happen is for all the nominees to go through the same process that past nominees have gone through in the Senate, regardless of party, including a full FBI background investigation.
Jury deliberations resume Wednesday in Daniel Penny's trial for the chokehold death of a New York City subway performer.
The jury was about an hour and change into their deliberation when they asked for a readback of the judge's instructions about justification. This is a key part of Daniel Penny's defense, that his use of force was justified for self-defense.
ABC's Aaron Katursky. General Motors is adding to a previous recall of heavy-duty pickup trucks, adding 132,000 Chevrolet Silverados and GMC Sierra 2500s and 3500s from the 2024 model year. Tailgate release switches can short-circuit and open the gates while the trucks are in park.
And that's the latest from ABC News. Now the KSL in depth. The president of South Korea says he's going to lift his declaration of martial law after it was rejected today by lawmakers. ABC News State Department correspondent Shannon Kingston joined me live earlier to explain what is going on there.
If you slept through your news alerts in South Korea, you woke up to a lot of information to digest along with your breakfast, because this all happened in the dead of night. Basically, the South Korean president came out and said he was going to impose martial law because he, without evidence, accused his political opposition of being sympathetic to North Korea. Well, we saw protesters then pour out into the street, having clashes, tense moments with military officers who were also pouring out in the street to enforce this martial law. Lawmakers eventually poured into the National Assembly building, where, for those who arrived, they unanimously voted to overturn the order. So far, President Yoon of South Korea says he is going to respect that vote, but the U.S. Embassy in the country is still warning Americans that they need to be careful, that the situation remains fluid, and they should anticipate potential disruptions.
What does that mean? I mean, in the real world, on the ground, you're an American in South Korea. What are you supposed to do if you're, say, on vacation or there on business?
Right, and this is, of course, something you did not expect would happen. South Korea is classified as a level 1 country by the State Department. That is the highest ranking of safety that the State Department bestows on other countries. It just means you should exercise normal caution as you would, any day of your life, basically. So this is really uncharted territory, and we're seeing right now President Yoon and the leader of one of the major opposition parties really kind of face off over what happens next. They're demanding his resignation, or saying that if he doesn't leave office, they'll move to impeach him. That's something that the opposition has tried to do before, but what's different now is that members of Yoon's own party really don't seem too keen to support him, so this could get ugly.
ABC's Shannon Kingston there. U.S. officials are saying that the overall alliance with South Korea, a staunch ally, remains ironclad. Emergency traffic were brought to you by Sinclair. Save on every gallon with the DinoPay app. Ricky, what's going on now?
It's I-215's belt route. If you're headed southbound on the East Belt, the delays will start as you're approaching 4500 South, and those brake lights do not let up until you're on the South Belt in Cottonwood Heights going westbound at about 2300 East. That right lane is blocked with an accident. Southbound I-15 remains bogged down from South Salt Lake to Bluffdale. Northbound I-15 a little heavy and slow approaching the Bangerter Highway exit, and then again South Salt Lake to downtown, slowing southbound on the West Belt. And that's from about 3500 south through Taylorsville. Tito?
Utah County traffic is increasing at this hour on I-15, especially if you're going north. Expect bumper-to-bumper traffic with speeds a bit slower between Linden and American Fork. There's also a bit of patchy congestion if you're going west on Pioneer Crossing between I-15 and the intersection at Saratoga Road. Steve?
And we're looking at light delays on northbound 15 tonight from downtown into the Rose Park area. Also, farther up into Davis County, got slowdowns there in Clearfield past the base up to Roy. And those southbound 15 backups continue in Weber County due to an earlier semi-crash at Riverdale Road. Delays start at 12th Street in Ogden down into Roy. And the usual delays on southbound 89 packed in from Harrison Boulevard down to the I-84 ramps through Uinta. And northbound 89 busy as well from SR 193. Over 1,000 people live on Utah streets. Please help the Rescue Mission of Salt Lake provide meals, shelter, and a permanent way off Utah streets. Help now at rescuesaltlake.org. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
The KSL 7-day forecast stays hazy with cold temperatures in the overnight, but not too bad in the afternoon. Tonight, 29 for the low, 47 mostly sunny and hazy on Wednesday. Air quality remains moderate to unhealthy. We'll see a few more clouds move in on Thursday, but it stays hazy. In fact, the haze sticks around all the way through Saturday into Sunday. 30% chance of a storm on Sunday as some colder air moves in. That colder air Monday, Tuesday will help mix up the bad air and help improve some of the air quality. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Kevin Eubank.
Your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful in Salt Lake City. We're at 39 degrees, and we'll check on the markets in just a moment. Stay here.
Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
All the old paintings on the tomb, they do the sand dance, don't you know? If they move too quick, oh, well, they're falling down like a domino. Foreign types of the hookah pipe say, oh, walk like an Egyptian.
This is Derek Miller speaking on business. Adapt Your Table is an innovative gardening education business dedicated to helping homeschooling families grow their own food. With a focus on sustainability, technology, and hands-on support, they empower families to learn essential gardening skills. Founder and master gardener Janine Smith joins us with more.
At Adapt Your Table, we help homeschooling parents and caregivers take control of their family's food by teaching them how to grow it themselves. From small kitchen gardens to innovative setups like our tabletop farm, we offer online courses and coaching tailored specifically to support busy families. In today's world, where health and sustainability matter more than ever, we're reconnecting families with where and how their food is grown by blending technology with gardening. Tabletop gardening is a fun and impactful way to teach kids valuable STEM concepts, explore microclimates, and understand nutrition, all through hands-on learning. With Adapt Your Table, you'll gain practical skills and cultivate curiosity, confidence, and a love for learning. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced gardener, we provide the resources and guidance you need to succeed and grow with confidence. Visit adaptyourtable.com/waitlist to join the waitlist and start your journey to growing knowledge, health, and sustainability.
Adapt Your Table is paving the way for sustainable home growing solutions. They offer self-paced lessons, tabletop farm kits, and support designed to create meaningful hands-on experiences for families, all from the comfort of your home. I'm Derek Miller with the Salt Lake Chamber, speaking on business.
Guys, it's finally here. Wendy's new salted caramel frosty. It's cold, salted, yet perfectly sweet, delicious, and it's at the top of Santa's Christmas list. What? Santa has a list too, you know. And he's a huge salted caramel frosty fan. Probably why he's so jolly all the time. The iconic frosty with a salted caramel twist? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Salted caramel frosty flavored with other natural flavors.
Shop Black Friday deals now at Lowe's. Get up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, take an additional 10% off when you buy select major appliances. And get 2 free select tools with purchase of a select combo kit or battery kit from brands like Cobalt, Craftsman, and DeWalt. Hurry and shop these savings only for a limited time because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 11/28 through 12/4. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
We're watching Utah's money at KSL. Home prices keep rising. In October, Utah home prices rose 1.6% higher than a year before. But in Salt Lake City, prices are soaring. Redfin reports home prices rose 7.3% from a year ago. Shares of AT&T up 4.5% today. Spurring the jump, AT&T's CEO promised they'll buy back stock, boost profits, and double their fiber network over the next 3 years. That's the plan, anyway. On Wall Street, the Dow down 76 points, the S&P up 2, the NASDAQ gaining 76 points today.
It's a new chapter for energy in your community. Dominion Energy is now Enbridge Gas in Utah, Wyoming, and Idaho. With 175 years experience delivering reliable energy, we're pleased to welcome customers formerly served by Dominion Energy to our Enbridge family. While the name of your gas company has changed, we remain your first choice for affordable natural gas. For more information, visit enbridgegas.com. That's ENBRIDGE gas.com. Tomorrow is on.
Get up to a 30% upfront bonus to use for your retirement income, or up to 12% per year to help grow your retirement income. Whether you're in retirement or will be retiring within 10 years, Trajan Wealth can offer some of the highest guarantees in the business. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know no one wants to work forever. We all need to retire someday, and I know you've worked hard for your money, so now is the time to guarantee it. Take advantage of up to a 30% upfront bonus for your retirement income, or up to 12% per year for retirement income. Don't woulda, shoulda, coulda. Get up to a 30% bonus just for opening an account, or up to 12% per year for retirement income. Don't leave your retirement to chance. Retire the right way, the Trajan way, with Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan today at 801-899-7600. That's 801-899-7600.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in most states says Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Any Hour Services can help you make sure your furnace keeps you warm this winter. Whether you need a tune-up, a repair, or a second opinion about replacing it, call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com.
Imagine a currency that has true value, a currency that's local, protects your wealth, and resists inflation. Now imagine that currency is anchored to the stability of gold. Introducing Goldbacks, a currency made of 24-karat gold, accepted at over 800 businesses in Utah. Don't just imagine it. Visit alpinegold.com to start spending in gold. Use promo code RADIO to get free shipping on orders of over $200 or more.
The KSL News Radio app will update you on breaking stories.
A house explosion this afternoon.
And you'll get exclusive audio streams from local events, breaking news, and sports.
Cougars feel like they can overcome anything.
All of your favorite KSL hosts are there too, so you can listen anytime. Plus traffic and weather. Download it today. The app for KSL News Radio.
Emergency traffic brought to you by Sinclair. Save on every gallon with the DinoPay app. Ricky, bring us the latest.
It's a right lane that's blocked with an accident westbound on the South Belt 2300 East, backing traffic through Mill Creek. Southbound I-15 delays continue from South Salt Lake to Bluffdale. Tito?
Utah County traffic increasing at this hour on I-15 with speeds a bit slower between Orem and American Fork heading northbound and southbound American Fork to Linden. Steve.
And we have delays on northbound 15 lingering from downtown, also from Clearfield up to Roy. Backups on southbound 15 persist between 12th Street in Ogden and 5600 South in Roy. Delays on southbound 89 at Harrison Boulevard down to I-84, plus those northbound slowdowns from SR 193. And if you're traveling southbound 215's West Side Belt, it's busy from 1700 North down to I-80. Tickets on sale for A Christmas Story, the musical, live at the Sierra in Orem. Tickets available by calling 225-ARTS or at sierra.org. A Christmas Story, the musical, live at the Sierra in Orem. Steve Carlson in the KSL Traffic Center.
Well, the overall pattern is one of high pressure, and that's created hazy conditions, unhealthy air quality, but temperatures continue to be above normal. Average this time of the year is 42. We'll be in the mid to upper 40s for the next several days. We'll bring in a few clouds on Thursday, but the haze sticks around through the weekend. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Kevin Eubank.
That's the great thing about night. You can't really see the haze except in the streetlights overhead. 39 in Ogden, 42 in Provo, and BYU basketball on the way.
The following is a presentation of the new skin, BYU Sports Network. BYU Cougars basketball is on the air.
Back left to Trevin. Pull, fire, score! Trevin nailed for three!
This is Cougar Pregame Live, brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union. Mountain America, guiding members forward for more than 80 years. To get you ready for BYU and Providence, here's your host, Cleon Wall.
Good evening, BYU basketball fans. Welcome to Cougar Pregame Live, presented by Mountain America, the official credit union of BYU Athletics. Tonight, the BYU Cougars are in Rhode Island to take on the Providence College Friars. When the non-conference schedule was announced, the first thing I looked for was if BYU was going to play somewhere over Thanksgiving and if they would participate in the Big East Big 12 battle. I'm so happy when it was announced that the Cougs were part of this year's slate of games between these basketball powerhouse conferences. It would have been cool if BYU was facing off against UConn, you know, that team that's won the last 2 NCAA titles. Or maybe even against the Marquette Golden Eagles. They're ranked 5th in the nation right now. But playing the Friars right after the holiday tournament in in San Diego should be a good test for this team. Sure, the Friars lost 3 straight games in their own tournament that they were invited to play in, the Battle for Atlantis. But no one should think that the Cougars will manhandle this team. Providence is not Mississippi Valley State. The Friars are playing at home, which will be tough. And it's the Cougars' first true road test of the season, which should also be tough. But Coach Young said he liked how his team was able to bounce back from the first loss of the season to take down a tough NC State squad. We'll see how resilient this Cougar team is tonight at the unfriendly confines of